We are back, boys and girls. What is going on? And welcome to the Kanto Conversations Podcast. My name is Rob. Over at Red or Blue, joined with me as always, that good-looking fellow over there, Connor from Rock Pokemon.
What's up?
And then we have the distinct pleasure of bringing on two amazing collectors in the hobby. We have Elise over at Thrifty TCG. And then we have Nye over at Black Label Crazy Asian.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, so the reason why I have these two people on today is they each went to a specific signing. Elise went to the Arita signing in Ocala. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Ocala?
Yeah, Ocala.
Okay, one of those two. And then Nye went to the Saitou signing over in Baltimore. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about how they went, their experience with the events, if they got any cards signed, anything along those lines. But first and foremost, just want to see how you guys are doing. Con, what's up, man? How's your day going?
Day's great. I had a local Comic-Con up here in Rochester today, so that was pretty fun.
That's sick.
Met Flock, who is friends with Pokioki and some of the other guys, Kakuna.
Nice.
Really cool. Didn't even know he was going to be there, and I had never met him, and he was there. So picked up some Weiss while I was there, picked up some cool little knickknacks. So it was fun. Good times. It's the best time of year. So upstate New York's good before the winter hits.
That's awesome, man. What did you any favorite pickups that you had from today?
I picked up some really random stuff. I picked up a this magazine with sealed magnets on the front. It's a
what?
Yeah.
Magazine, what?
Yeah. So it was like Orange Island series.
Oh, with the Mac thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw that on your IG. Okay, that's
Kind
fine.
of cool. So that and a cool Dragon Ball
Stonks?
magazine. So
Plunks, you know.
yeah.
Yeet.
That's what's up, man.
How are y'all doing?
Dude, chilling. I am on my last day of work. So we done in 12 hours, baby. Let's go.
Oh, that's nice. Sorry. Yeah, I just got home a little bit ago too from a card show. So that's what I was telling Rob.
Oh, what card show?
How was it?
Where are you at?
Oh, Philly?
It's the baseball card show at Memorabilia in Oaks, PA.
Okay, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
All right.
That's
But
awesome.
Beckett was there, so I was there too.
So for those of you guys who don't know, and I'm sure you do already, so go check out Black Label Crazy Asian on Instagram if you guys want to get an idea of why he follows Beckett around, because this guy when it comes to grading with Beckett is just unreal. You know, I know he puts in a lot of hard work and time and dedication, but he has a very distinct, unique collection. Some are, very, very low pop, if not pop 1 or 2. And he actually has all the evolutions, the VMAXs from Eevee Heroes in Black Label.
That
so it's
shit
like,
is gnarly, dude.
I think you and Gengar Gang, right, are the only two.
Well, at this moment, yeah.
Didn't you help him? Didn't you help him acquire
4 out of 5? It's from I graded them.
4 out of the 5 that he has, you've graded.
Yes, the Espeon he bought. The rest is what I graded.
That's crazy, man. And I think that if I saw the live that he did a few days ago, he said that you helped him with the Umbreon. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah. So, well, what happened is that I have a friend who basically he's my Black Label hunting partner, where I graded with him, and then I happened to grade that card, and I know that he wanted the certain card from Ben, so I helped make the trade happen. And then Ben got the Umbreon VMAX, which is the last card he needed to complete, the 5, and then I got something in return, and then I gave it to my friend. So
that's awesome, man. And Ben is Gengar Gang for people that don't know.
Oh well, I mean, he finally got him This is a surprise, so I'm not gonna leak what it is. When I went to the show today, so we'll have some news. But
Oh yeah.
I finally created the card that he'd been wanting it this whole year. So we'll find out what it is.
I'm trying to think what it is.
It's pop 1 at this moment.
Interesting. Dang, that's juicy. You're just gonna leave us with that cliffhanger.
Hanging. Unreal.
Gotta hit the IG, boys. Come on now. Can't spoil it all.
That's so cool because I think what you've been able to accomplish is amazing.
That's so insane. I don't even have one VMAX from Eevee Heroes or whatever, Evolving Skies, any of that. I don't have any VMAXs. None.
Step your game up.
Bro.
0 black labels, and I've been grading with Beckett since I was a kid. And I'm so.
All right.
It's about to happen eventually.
Yeah, if I ever send cards back to them again, but we'll see.
Oh boy.
So
no, not like this. It's not like this.
Some Beckett, man.
You're done?
So
I actually just used their website last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and they finally updated it. So it's like
it's nice.
It was pretty easy to submit. It was pretty easy to submit their cards. Finally, you can do it without having to print out the submission form. So I was relieved that they finally updated, that god awful website. But hey, man, besides the trade that went down, and obviously, which is really big news, how else was the event for you?
Oh, today was actually pretty good. I mean, there was a lot of people
the Saitou signing. Sorry, the Saitou.
Oh,
signing.
yeah. Okay, so I was there for all 3 days on Saitou signing. The first day I was there pretty late, so I didn't really expect anything much. I thought I would have gotten in once, but I didn't. Second day, thought I was early, but again, I was not make the cut. And then the third day, I made it even earlier. Thought I was going to make it once, and still didn't end up with any.
Oh no!
But the third day they actually keep a cutoff, which I was surprised on. Why didn't they do that on the second day? So the staff, they told me since the first day that they know how many autographs the artists can do per day, because Koki Saitou, he's a little different than Arita. Arita's signing
Arita's a machine, dude. Arita is a freaking machine, is what I found out, dude.
So Arita would do one sketch and then 3 auto, right? So for Koki Saitou, he decided it's up to the artist, and he decided he's gonna sketch every single card.
That's awesome, dude. Holy
so yeah, so
so
each person would get 3 cards side, and then each person would get all those 3 sketches as well. And per day, they'll stop saying that he's going to get around 60 people done. But they're going to try to get more. Nice. So what happened is you have people that go there since the morning waiting at the whole regional showtime, and then they find out at 4 p.m., which is the cutoff, that they didn't make the cut. So they go home and then try again the next day.
So how long did you wait in line each day? Just curious.
Well, the first day I was there since 10. So the first day I waited like 5 hours. The second day I waited 10 hours. And then to find out I didn't make the cut.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Oh.
And then the last day, I waited about 6 hours to find out I didn't make the cut. But they cut it. They actually make the cut on the last day.
That's unreal.
It was like, okay, we're going to take in 55 or 60 people, and that's it. And then we sorry, but the rest of the
like that's a little bit better than waiting 10 hours for nothing, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
How about you, Thrifty? How long did you have to wait? Because you got one signed at the Arita event, right? Or did you get multiple?
No, we went day 2, and that was the play, but also not the play technically, because day one, if we had gotten there early enough, I probably could have gone a couple of times and gotten like 6 cards. But because, because of like people being people, they, were buying extra Arita passes, like the fast passes to skip the line to go in to get your card signed, which is like whatever. I honestly think they oversold the VIP tickets because like what happened is when I first found out about it, I bought this box topper off of somebody, an Arita box topper. And I was
Feraligatr?
like, yeah, the Feraligatr.
Nice.
And I was like this, literally that card made me just be like, all right, we're going, fuck it. Like, this is it. I don't know what else. There's no other time that's going to happen, like at least this year, that I'm probably going to be able to do this. So let's just go. And so I looked then and the VIP tickets had sold out already. And I was like, oh shit, now I'm going to have to get general admission. Like, who knows how long I'm going to have to wait. It was just like really rough. So then a week before the show, they reopened VIP tickets for sale. And like they were on sale from like Monday to like Friday, or like Monday to Thursday or something before the show on Saturday. So it's like they could have just cut it at that point and probably been a lot better off for like the general admission people. But I think there was just a ton more VIP tickets floating around. I think people bought multiples, like buy 3 or 4, so you get 3 or 4 fast passes.
Yeah.
And then if you meet someone in line, like we were in line in the morning. We got there at like 9:30. We left my house at like 5 something, like 5:45. We got there like 9:30, and then went to the back of the line. And we were in line with just like random people. We brought like a soccer ball. So we were like kicking the ball around with the kids in the line and shit. It was just funny and silly. And so then one of the guys comes back and gets us because he knew we were VIP and we were trying to like get our tickets validated because we didn't get the bags with the little ticket to go see Arita and all that stuff. And so we were waiting in line to get into the con, and we like talked to a bunch of people from the VIP line, and they were like, they didn't even know what we were talking about. Like they didn't care that Arita was there. So I was like, yo, do you guys have tickets? Like, we'll buy them off of you, So we bought 2 tickets off these girls for $50 for an extra round of signings. But on the second day, they were putting X's on your hands, so you couldn't go a second time with multiple tickets, which kind of was annoying. And they cut the limit to 2 cards per person.
Yeah.
So the economics of these 2 events different as far as like what you paid to get in, what you paid to get tickets, how many you could have?
It was a lot cheaper, I heard, for Saitou. I think
it's $10 cheaper than Arita. I think Arita is $30, right?
But it was the same general setup as far as like how you got a ticket, how you got in, or was it different? Because the Arita one was at a con, right?
Yeah, Comic-Con, yeah.
Saitou was at a regional.
The regional, yeah.
Okay.
Well, basically, for the one for Saitou, all you really need to do is get a spectator pass, and then you can go wait in line.
Okay.
So the spectator pass is $10.
Oh shit! Okay.
Interesting.
And
I
then
paid
there's
a shitload more than $10. Okay.
Yeah. So and then for Koki Saitou also have the panel pass. That's in the evening, but the panel pass are guaranteed. So it's 40 tickets per day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they all sold out within a minute after they open it.
I think there were $120 for the Saitou tickets for that little thing where you could go at night.
No, it's not 20. It's
120. 120.
I think it's vary per day. I think the first day was 200, and then the second and the third day was like 160 and 120, I think. But those are guaranteed that you're gonna get an autograph. You get 5 per person, and you still have to pay. You still have to pay extra on top, 20 per autograph that you're gonna sign. So you'll be paying for the panel pass, and then in the evening you go. It basically the panel pass is this. It's not just you only get an autograph. you get these to see artists doing the work live. So
Yeah.
he would do
That's
the
cool.
live artwork, and then at the end of that, you wait in line. You get to be called. Like the first day, if you get called the last person or the last group, this is what I was told. So the panel pass starts signing at 8 at night. Okay, the last group didn't get called until like 1 in the morning.
Oh, damn! For
Yeah,
40 people to get 5 SIGs a piece, Jesus Christ!
You have to imagine though that he sketched every single card. So each night he has to sketch 200 cards. That's gonna take a while.
How long does it take, like an average like card to be signed and sketched?
Well, according to what I talked to staff, each person 3 cards with 3 sketch take about 7 to 8 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Mine was quick because it's 3 SIGs and a sketch for Arita, but it was 2 SIGs and a sketch on day 2. So it was like 5 minutes or less.
Yeah. And then the first day, they also didn't have any type of restriction. So people would do they would bring in an empty art sheet and then have the artist draw a whole thing. You might have seen it popping up. People take it down because they don't want to get in trouble for it.
Are so smart.
Yeah, the Shikishi art piece, like 6x6.
Yeah.
And then the first day, they also didn't limit that you can ask the artist to do it in English and in Japanese, like Arita does.
Yeah.
But for Saitou, the second and the third day, you have to choose. You can't do both.
Okay. But you still had to, that's more friction, right? Like this could, there's a lot of ways that you could upfront make this process a lot easier, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the staff didn't really expect these to happen.
Yeah.
But as far as I know from the people who attend Arita, and then I attend Saitou myself, I can basically tell that Arita much better ran than Koji Saitou event. It was way better.
Quite a bit better, yeah. The second day was super chill. They really messed up day 1. Like they really screwed it. Like it was not cool. And like I talked to a kid on my channel, Saad, I think is his name. His Instagram is baseno.8. That's the guy I bought the Feraligatr from.
Base number 8, yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool.
He's the homie.
Yeah, he's a good one. And he was just like, he got his wife a VIP ticket, so she got him 3 cards, and then he waited in line for like 10 or 11 hours or something and didn't get a card. And then they said they gave him passes to come back the next morning, and they got to go in at like 10:30 instead of 10:45, which was the VIP entrance time for Sunday. So he got like a 1 through 60 number. And then I think they all got their sign stuff first, and then they started going. They'll do like one general admission, 1 VIP, 1 general admission, 1 VIP kind of thing. So that's how it was with Arita. And I think we waited. Because we were waiting to buy these passes off these chicks to see if like we could get a second round. Like we're like, if we can, we will. It's stupid not to. I'm only getting 2 cards signed. If I can, I'll get 4 cards. Like that'd be way better than 2, So, and I had so many good ones, like the Larvitar, like the McDonald's Larvitar, like just so much good stuff that I wanted signed. And I'm just like, oh man, this sucks, dude. I really just wanted 1 more, dude.
So what did you get signed besides the Espeon that's already up on eBay?
The Espeon. Okay, Ernie and I are fighting tomorrow. I just know that. Ernie, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you tomorrow, buddy. Okay. And then I got the Feraligatr box topper signed.
Okay.
And sketch.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And Base was like, yo, that is so sick because he wouldn't have gotten this sketched. Like,
was it to Dahabi?
Dahabi, friends. It's to Dahabi. This is a love letter to Dahabi, okay? That's how we do it.
That's pretty smart, actually. I like that.
It's never leaving the collection, dude. It's never, ever. He can have the freaking Espeon. Put the Espeon up for too much money. Don't buy that Espeon from him, fam. Okay? Don't buy that Espeon. Okay? So I traded for this. A English Expedition Meal. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
It's a nice Beckett slab, isn't it?
I love freaking. That's like one of my favorite arts, probably. And if Kusajima comes in, I'm dropping it all, boys. I'm dropping stacks. Let's go. That's all I know. I'm cracking everything out here, bro. Look out.
It's really funny what people are listing these for and now transacting these for. Mostly on eBay and like private sales or not so private, but off-platform sales on like Instagram. But then you've kind of like, I watched a few that just went on Heritage, and like, I mean, I think they're all incredibly overvalued, but there were some that weren't close to what people are getting for cards right now or trying to sell them for. It's really interesting what's happening.
It's like, I'm not buying any of these. I'm putting in the legwork to get the ones I love. That's all I'm doing. And like, I think that's fine. I would never pay for an auto because it's just not in my price range. Like, I'm not balling out here. Like, I'm trading for a freaking Expedition Mew that I would literally probably never buy myself ever because I'm cheap. You know what I mean? I buy Japanese because I can pick them up for $150 and still have the same card. That's like my bag. Okay.
Well, it's cool because like you got to like you keep the memory and you get a card you really want and you still have time.
And
like,
this is so freaking graily, dude, that I just like don't even care, bro. Sell the Espeon for fucking $1,200, bro. Good luck. Don't buy the Espeon. Don't buy the Espeon, chat. Okay.
I'm still but I want the Espeon. Like I want it.
I swear to God, if you buy the Espeon, Rob, I'm gonna fight you.
No shot. No shot.
I don't know. Like
not as broke as I am.
I like to look on because I was following this Heritage auction that ended yesterday pretty closely because I was looking at some boxes. Ooh. And an English Arita signature, 10 auto, PSA 9 unlimited Bulbasaur went for $660. And you got people out here ripping personalized freaking whatever for $1,500 trying to sell it. And just kind of like,
oh my God,
what are we doing here, guys?
Like, we're not doing anything because we're not buying this shit, dude. Like, stop. Like,
and
people are crazy.
And that's what I want to bring up now that you bring up the personalized stuff. I have been seeing a lot lately people mentioning that they actually take off the personalization.
Oh yeah.
Is it possible? For sure?
Yes, it is. It is possible. I have seen people done it. I don't know what they use to remove them, but
nothing.
People have
it's
done
a freaking expo marker.
They will take the name out, and some of them even take the date out.
Yeah.
So it raised me questions because how if that was the case, so how does so let's say they professionally done it, right? The marker, it's the name, it's gone, the date is gone. So if they send it out to grade it, technically wouldn't that technically count as an outer card, an outer signature?
Probably.
Like how would PSA or Beckett work on these? Because
this can be an issue, especially
on a modern card. You would have, if PSA or Beckett have the information that, like, let's say for example, SB on VMAX that was done by Koki Saito. Let's say you have that done in a name, you take the name out, take the date out, and then send them out for PSA or Beckett. How would they do this? Would they authenticate it? Would they not authenticate it?
And it's a really good point because what you're saying is that card has only been released
for a year,
this time when he signed it. So it's not like you can be like, oh, well, it's just like a card previous, like Arita. That card only came when he was doing personalized signatures right now. So what you're saying is like, should they even authenticate it if people are erasing it, right?
With that one, I don't think you can actually do it with the textured cards. I'm not sure how easy it is to remove the personalizations with the texturing. I haven't tried it or anything. Like, I'm not going to mess with my shit, like, obviously. And I didn't get anything textured signed for that reason specifically, actually. I wanted the Mewtwo, but then, like, I saw a couple of them and I was just like, bro, that doesn't look that good. I don't know. Like, I love the card. It's one of my favorite cards he's ever done, but, like, the signature looks weird with the texturing. It's not great. I'm not going to get a textured card sign. So I was going to go with like, a flat, card that's not super busy and you can actually see what's going on. And that's why I did this, because there's so much room for him to play with. Like it was just, it's obvious. It's like a no-brainer for me. But I think that it's going to be a real issue. But if I don't know, if people are dumb enough to like remove the personalization and not remove the date, like you're probably going to get slammed. PSA is probably not going to grade that. I don't think so. It just depends on how good you are at removing it, I guess. But I think you might be able to tell, like under their little lamps or whatever. They got to have some kind of process of like looking at these in a different way. I don't know, but
just get the old black light out.
Yeah, boy, and it looks like something else, and you're like, oh, I can't send this now. Ruh-roh. Gotta sell it raw.
I don't know. I guess, I mean, none of us are really in the place where we think this is a sensible thing to do, but how much like premium do you really assign to a card without a personalization versus a personalized one? Like, does it matter that much, right? It's still the artist's signature, right?
That's a question for the chimp, homie. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? The chimp's got the answers, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the market, to your point, the data he's pulled or looked at probably says one thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think it really matters.
I don't think it will matter a ton, except to the old collectors of auto, like the guys that have been doing it. I don't think it's going to matter to the new people.
The autos in English or Japanese, and then what the card is,
right?
Versus like if it has a personalization or not. I don't know. That's kind of
then again, the people use a name. They use like what they call a general name to a personalization too. Like they would use Ash in English. I mean Ash in Japanese. I'm sorry, which is technically Satoshi.
Mm-hmm.
In Japanese, some people would use the name of the Pokemon, and some people
the hobby, friends. It's the hobby.
Oh, okay, that works too.
And that's why I don't think it matters, because it's just extra writing on the card at that point. You could say anything.
True.
To this rock. Like,
but what happened is people don't like to have the name. I mean, I think it's because people rather have the artist's signature and the sketch, and then they'd be like, "Oh, why do I need a name?" It just like I don't want it to be specifically to specific someone. I want it to be like, "Oh, I admire the artist," but that what raised the question. I was like, okay, a lot of people actually going into the show to get an autograph and a sketch from the artist because they want to basically show the artist that, like, hey, I like your art. I admire it. I would like your signature, please. And then, but people taking it as they just see green. That's all I can say. All they see is green. They was like, oh, this is an autograph. We're gonna make a lot of money out of it. Let's just go and slam this thing.
That's why I think it's different, because like in sports, like you definitely don't want personalization. Like personalization destroys the value.
100%.
Sports items, but it's different, right? To your point, there's more. I don't know. There's more of a personal nature with being a fan of like the artist and it being their artwork card versus an arbitrary, like a football or an arbitrary card that some other company printed, right? For sports, but it also people don't tend to authenticate stuff that's personalized in sports versus with Pokemon.
Yeah, they just keep them in the binder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking at the ones that have been selling on Terapeak, so the listings that have actually been paid for, and this one is just ungraded, sold for $575, and it says exactly, to Ash, and it has this very odd looking Charizard that looks like Aerodactyl. If you ask me, I was
Aerodactyl. Yeah, it looks close enough.
not impressed with the Charizard sketch. I thought it was going to be way cooler.
Dude, the
I thought he
Arita
would
Charizard
do.
sketches are so nasty, dude. Like, oh my god. Okay, if you didn't get a Charizard sketched, or like, I think the Feraligatr looks super hard and like just nasty sketching. Like, this thing is so sick, and like, but he did such a good job on all the Charizards because I'm sure he just does it all day. Like, that's all people want him to sign. So
Yeah,
he's
they
super
look
used to
good.
doing it.
The Arita
And,
Charizards that I saw or usually see look really, really good, especially the, what was it, the 25 that Pokemon Network got? Something like that, the base set Charizards.
Oh, yeah,
we don't need that, okay? We don't need that. All right. Next.
Which is just crazy.
That
But
guy's
yeah,
a
I mean, I think that, you know, I seen this, and then I've seen like, you know, I'm gonna have to stop sharing my screen and then share a new one of just ones that have sold that are like honestly $2 cards, and
Dude,
they didn't
someone was
even
getting
get.
Arita to sign a Cubone. I'm like, what? There's just so many better cards. Like,
you
I'm
can
this-
just
just
get
like,
anything signed anymore. I mean, the card with the signature is worth
The-
just worth money now. I mean, you can literally grade get a 50-cent card and get an autograph of an artist on it, and now it's worth $200.
Oh,
it's
even
like there's
even
so
more. I
many
mean,
better arts of like
at this
any
thing.
Pokemon. Just disgusting, dude. God,
like
it's so dumb.
this is a Snubble from Neo Gen, and it even
Wow.
graded in an auto 8. So the signature itself, you can see that
Is
the
not
signature
good.
is
Yeah, it's a real
faded.
light. Yeah.
The marker that it used was not, you know, new. And I'm curious if they did any erasings, because I've never seen any sketches where the auto is like this, where the Japanese is in the bottom left, and then kitty corner to it is the English version of Arita. Usually he doesn't sign it like that in the past. I have not seen him do that in the past. And
You can ask though.
Yeah, you can ask for it. 'cause
right,
then
but there was like 4 or 5 that sold recently with a new cert that was in this exact same format. And so I'm kind of just curious if this is an example of somebody erasing, you know, in the top left to so and so, or maybe a sketch. I don't really know. It's all speculation, but I've just never
You're
seen
right.
this style where he's kind of done it like that. But $500 is sold for just an authentic, meaning that the card is real, and then that they graded the autograph.
The auto 8. Ugh.
A $2 card, maybe even less, with
Wow.
a $100 probably grading fee, maybe a little bit more, and you know, an insane profit margin.
That's nuts.
insane.
Pretty wild.
How much you think it's gonna cost me to get this thing graded?
Let me
For the
stop
box
the
topper?
share.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, send it to Beckett.
What?
You can send it to Beckett.
No, I'm gonna send it to PSA.
It's
I've
just a little
never
bit more.
size at PSA.
I think it's 80 for jumbos. That's why I'm like,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, dude.
plus,
I know it's
plus the auto, right?
Yeah, plus the auto. I would probably
Yeah.
just get the auto because I don't think it's like a 9 or I think it's an 8. Like, probably the corners are a little funky. Yeah, I'd probably get an 8. But
I would. I mean, it's your personal collection, so I guess it doesn't matter. If you were selling it, I would get both grades because that's like anytime I see that a card is just authentic with then a graded auto, I just assume it has like a big ass crease in it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if 8's not too bad, especially for a box topper, like I've seen a lot worse.
Oh,
you know? So, yeah, I think it'll get. If it gets a 6, I'm gonna jump though, for real.
you're gonna grade the auto itself?
Yeah, both. I'll probably do both. I mean, fuck it, whatever. Just so I don't have to deal with it later down the road. Like,
Deal with the upcharges with
yeah,
PSA.
maybe if it depends.
I
I'll
sent
probably
in
have to send
my.
it at like 100 plus the auto. I don't know. I don't really know. I love it though. I'm obsessed. I look at it every night before I go to bed. I'm such a nerd.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I sent in my 7 to Kia Autos finally to get graded, and I just did authentic for both the card and the
Nice.
grade because
Oh,
I didn't
really?
want to. Yep, I didn't want to mess with it because the the signature itself, they were a little bit light, the Sharpie. And so I'm like, okay, these are going to probably grade like auto 7, auto 8, a couple had a shot at the 10, but I'm like, then you have to do 2 different submissions in the same one because you have to pick which ones you want to do. And so it's like, it's just going to be easiest if I just get these all authenticated, and it's just nice and easy, and I just have them.
Yeah, and it's uniform at least. There's no like 6 or like 7 and 8 or 7 and 9 or whatever. No weird numbers.
True. Now it's just all uniform, like you said.
Yeah, it just looks clean. The label looks good. I think that would sell higher than like an auto 8, So like for me, unless it's like an auto 10, I'd rather just get authenticated personally.
Right, yeah.
So what's your plan with those, Rob? Curious.
So I'm keeping all of them except for the ones that I have doubles for. I might consider selling
Ninetales, baby.
Maybe, but see, here's the thing with the Ninetales is because the Ninetales is in 2 different types of marker. One of them's in black and the other one's in white, and so they look really good next to each other. So I'll probably keep those. But I have 2 Charizards from Legendary Treasures that got signed by Tokia.
That's a nice one,
for that exact reason that I can probably keep one and then sell the other one, and it'll probably pay for my entire submission and some, plus all the because it was like $30 a card to grade, so that came out to like $200 and like $10 or something like that. So I'm like, it'll probably cover everything, and I'll just walk out even. Who knows? It might even go for more. I have no idea.
You never know. Like honestly, I would send that shit to Rusty, but.
What do you mean?
See what he can pull off his auctions.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
He gets dumb prices sometimes.
The Rusty premium, baby.
Dude, Rusty don't play, dude. There's I've been hearing some things. It's wild.
Well, I want to hear about that. This is the last thing that I'll show my screen for, just because I had some stuff pulled up. It's right here. This just is signed. This was just raw, not even graded. This Tokia signature sold for $400.
Oh shit! Honestly, I think because Tokia is the last the only artist that didn't have personalization this year, you may be able to get a decent premium for these. Honestly, just because of that stupid little fact, okay, we didn't make you sign and date, get your name and your date, and the date. So I would hold on to those until see what happens.
0% chance I would buy in this current environment a raw card signed by an artist.
There's not from anybody on eBay. You'd have to buy it from someone or whatever.
Yeah. So the only signed piece because I did a lot of kind of research. I tend to do things when other people are focused on the wrong part of the hobby, right? So when things were kind of exploding, I was like, okay, because I still didn't have a Himeno signature in my collection during 2020, right? When hobby exploded. So I was like, okay, let's just keep digging after this and trying to focus on it. And I ended up not getting a card, but I got the gag board I have.
So sick.
From Water Boodle, who he's as legit as can be. He authenticates stuff. He is top of the line for I'll test myself and I'll guess if a signature's fake or not. And then I send him a screenshot and I'm like, hey, is this one fake? Cause someone people just post stuff in Discord, hey, I just bought this. And I'm like, that's a fake Arita signature. That's a bummer. And so he's kind of my validator, but why would you in this time when all it is dollar signs in signature land buy signature cards off of eBay? I mean, there's no recourse there. If you go and send that to PSA and it comes back inauthentic, there's no recourse.
Yeah,
there's no recourse. So I just don't understand why people
eBay is not going to help you. eBay doesn't care. You're done. GG. Say goodbye to your money. Okay.
eBay will help you on a lot of things, but that's a stretch.
Do you have that signature by you, by the way? Do you have that?
Always. Yeah.
Always.
Always
yo,
in arm's reach, dude.
Dude, look how sick this is, though. I mean, come on.
My God.
Oh man, that's so nice.
I think there's 3 or 4 of them that we know of.
Nice.
Azul Ryu has one. Zach Gem Mint has one. I think Wooder might have another one, and then I have this one. Those are the ones I know of.
That's rad.
I know
When we getting Jimeno over here, bro? What the hell?
I believe in my heart that it's real. I know it's real, but I don't want to send it to PSA because I don't want them to put a sticker on the board.
What do you mean?
Like they'll put an authentication authenticating item like that. They'll put a sticker on it.
Right. No, thank you.
Like on any sports item where there's like the holographic oval sticker, and then there's an associated what's the word I'm looking for? Like certificate of authentication. So,
While we're playing show and tell, Epic wants to know: can we see the Umbreon Black Label?
Show it to us.
Okay.
Come on, now.
Which one are we looking? Japanese?
He
or
said,
English?
he said which one?
Sorry, we didn't specify, guys. God damn.
Hey, whatever your heart desires, man. Show us whatever you want over there.
No,
Your little box of goodies.
Yep. Give me a second. Let's see what we got here.
Which one? Stop, bro.
Well, there's a lot. Well, you said Umbreon, so I do have a decent amount of Umbreon, so that's why I was asking.
Here, let me show cam this like Thrifty. Let's see.
Yeah,
what's
boy.
the best way?
You just drag it in. I mean, good.
How do you do it?
You just drag his face in.
That's
you
one
have
of them.
big
That's
screen.
the Japanese.
wow.
VMAX.
Damn, bro.
Yo.
Hold on.
The
There
the
you go.
25th anniversary.
Hey, yo.
Hold on. Show him again. Show him again. You weren't on full screen. He's on full screen now. He's on full screen. Dude, that thing is sexy.
Then the Japanese 25th anniversary.
Damn.
Now, then the English one from Evolving Skies.
Jeez.
Dang, rip.
It's like crazy impossible. Is that the only black label in the pop for the English?
No. There's for the VMAX. There's like Pop 17 right now.
Oh shit, that's quite a bit.
And then this is the other one from Celebration.
Damn, bro.
That's nice.
I do have another one coming back. It's the shiny Umbreon GX from Hidden Fates.
Nice.
That one's gonna be like mid next week.
So sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
you're in the wrong place, Ernie. Get out of here. Only collectors here. We don't sell our cards over here, boy.
Nesco.
I saw it. You put that Espeon on eBay. I told the chat already not to buy it. Okay. GG, bro.
Nesco. All out. Are there any black label auto cards in Pokemon? In existence?
Not that I ever seen. No.
I've seen
In sports, but I don't know of any in
The closest one I have seen is the BGS 10 with a 10 auto.
Same. Pikachu collector has one.
Yes.
I think it's the Arita Raichu. I'm pretty sure.
Good. Yep. Yeah.
That
Okay,
thing
Ernie
is
says he
freaking
unlisted
sick.
it. That's why Con couldn't find it. Okay.
Just wanted to get a temperature check.
Yeah, but that's the
Tomorrow.
highest grade I ever seen. I saw the promo, the Giovanni with
Oh yeah.
that one. That's the BTS. It's a BTS 10 with a 10 auto. I never seen yet. I'm sure it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Where the auto become really big in Pokemon, where
That might
someone
break
eventually created Black Label.
Dude,
might literally break the hobby.
that card's already stupidly expensive, and then you add Arita's signature to it, and you're like, oh, rip my life.
Insane.
I saw the Lost Abyss Giratina Alt Art V in a black label. It's at auction right now. It's over 2K already.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
right now.
a few days left.
Right now it's Pop 2. The
Yeah.
third one's coming though. The third one's coming.
Oh, snap.
Spoilers.
Oh.
That's crazy, man.
That's funny. Damn, 2K for that card? Oh shit, that's wild.
That's
Well, I
it's
mean,
at 2K. Yeah, it'll probably go
it's
for
still
more.
got time left on it.
$300, so I'm not surprised. And I actually get a chance to actually had it in person and looking at it. Yeah, it's a really nice card, especially in Japanese. It's the background is so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot more dynamic in Japanese when you like, I don't know, like the depth of it almost is different or something. I don't really know what it is, but
Yeah, the texture is just better.
yep.
Nye, what's your favorite black label that you own that you'll never sell?
Ooh. Well, I would say probably the Solgaleo and Lunala GX from Dream League.
Oh, the
You
Lily
saw that
one?
before.
Yeah. That's tight. Yeah.
It's because it has Lily on it, huh?
Yes. Well, it's
Lily
plus
Sims in
it
the
has
chat,
Solgaleo
where
and
you at?
Lunala, which is probably my most favorite legendary from Sun and Moon. So
Okay.
Nah, you
That's what's up.
you have White Schwartz black labels too, right?
I do. If you want to see it real quick.
What's your favorite one, or maybe just show me a fun one? I would love to see.
Well, I
Wait.
have.
Here,
I don't
let's
have
let
a
me
lot.
let me
I do.
fold
I
this.
have one coming back. It's the Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins. You know
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. The TD.
Okay, the one from the trial deck. I have
Yeah.
that one's coming back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then the
I
other
have
one
that
that
in,
the other one that I like is this one here.
That one's so sick.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Jap. Wow, in Japanese too. That's freaking hard.
Yeah, the Hololive. The
Let's
VTuber.
see if I have it over.
That card is so sick. I love that card.
I'm thinking about cracking this one to Beckett.
Oh, here, let me
Okay,
exit
which
this.
one?
Hold on,
Let me
let me
see.
exit the solo screen. Hold on.
CGC Perfect 10.
Dang.
Oh, that's
Let me
nice.
show you. Let me show you. There we go.
It's a great
That thing's
card.
sick.
It's beautiful. I knew it had a shot at perfect at CGC, but I never, nowadays it's hard. But that I have a couple perfects. That's one that I actually think is perfect. So
That's nice.
the cool one. I don't know.
Did you ever resub any of the stuff that you originally
Yes.
put through CGC and you get better results this time?
Yep, I'll show you one. That's
Oh no, yeah, that's I did the run, I did the test run that I did last year, and I cracked like a decent amount of the one from last year, and I subbed it this year, and had way different results, a lot easier.
Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
By the way, while Connor is showing you guys that, I'm gonna do a little tease that I'm gonna do for tomorrow's live. I'm gonna show you guys the grades.
Okay.
But a two card PSA return came back for a buddy.
Bro,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Dude.
shit.
This
Wait till
came
you-
back. What is it? The Yuki? Yeah, the
Yuki,
Yuki
yeah.
from SAO, and then
Yep.
and then the
Oh,
Asuna.
Asuna. Nice.
freaking
Damn.
awesome. Where is this?
What level did you sub those at?
Oh,
100?
I did that at Economy, the $50
Oh, 50,
tier,
okay.
and it came back in about a month.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
sounds
bad.
all right.
Not bad at all.
This is the one Nat is just talking about, the TD.
Yep, that's the one I have. I have the black label coming back. That's the
So
one.
when I first sent this to CGC, it came back a 9.5 because it got a 9 on centering.
Hell
And
yeah.
I was like, that's not right.
Nah, dude.
That made it wild. And I just cracked it out and sent it back, and it got a 10. So
That's nice.
yeah. And then I have a couple other perfect. I have a couple perfect perfects, but it's hard, they're new at Weiss. I don't know how to trust it, but they're great cards. I mean, it's freaking English Weiss. They're all high quality, but it is what it is.
They are. The quality is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got better grades this time around. That's cool.
I got some old Beckett ones that I like a lot. So
At least, okay, nice.
yeah.
So I'm kind of curious because I officially got all my stuff for Denver. I'm going, book the hotel, book the flights, ready to rock.
I gotta get an
nice.
Airbnb so bad,
So
dude.
you
It's
go to
really rough.
Denver. Nice. Okay.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But I've never been to a con before, and I'm a big Attack on Titan fan, and the voice actors for Eren and Mikasa are gonna be there. And I want to get some stuff signed by them. I want to get some cards signed. And I'm just curious if any of you guys have been to an event like that where you've waited in line for the voice actor signature. And if it's like these crazy horror stories, like you guys are telling me, waiting 10 hours in line and not getting a signature, or is it much more manageable? Do you guys have any?
I heard Long Beach was bad for that. Like long lines. It was a Con Long Beach. But everyone at our con, like at the Comic-Con, it was the only person with a line was Arita. Everyone else, you could just literally walk up and like, I mean, chill. But I think like different things, obviously, like different like interest levels are gonna give you different lines, really, you know.
Yeah. Skater Esto says 20 minutes or something max. I'm hopeful for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd be okay though for like the voice actor. Usually, like I went to the Comic-Con in Philly and I went to Comic-Con in New York before. If it's not like a super popular demand, like it could be a popular anime like Attack on Titan. It was.
That's popular.
Yeah, it is popular. But like I said, I think you'll be okay. You'll probably be waiting in line at most. The longest maybe an hour tops, but I don't think you're gonna have to wait more than that.
I'm okay with that. Connor's gonna need a break from me at some point or another.
Plus, they side the stuff pretty fast. They're not gonna sketch anything. So
right, it's just their name and like whatever.
You talk to them, you was like, "Hey, how you doing? Hello, I'm a fan of you." Blah blah blah, and then they just side a card. That's just all it is.
I think I'm gonna get this signed by those two voice actors.
Oh, cool.
I just graded this with CGC.
Oh, nice.
You're gonna crack it?
Now, are you cracking or getting it on the slab?
No, I think I'll just do it on the slab if it stays.
Oh, it should.
Might bring some raw ones, but
get some raw. Just get the raws, dude.
Oh, so wait, so Rob and the corner you guys both going?
Yeah, all three of us are going.
Yeah, Denver's gonna be amazing.
Oh no, I can't. I want to, but I can't.
All you gotta do is sell one of those black labels, man. You're good. It pays for the whole trip and some.
No, now you're trying to talk him into the dolphin life. Don't do that.
He already. I finagled the black label out of him.
Is that the Dream League?
Yeah,
that's the Dream League Bioplume. Oh, I love that card.
That was pretty hard.
Yeah, he's regretting it now. He's regretting it now because he's like, man, I want all those Dream League, all those full arts. I want them in 10s.
That's one of my favorite full arts, like probably ever. I don't know.
Oh, it's
probably
so good.
Ever.
So good. Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm really excited to go and get some cards signed by them because it's definitely my favorite anime. I'm gonna have to check the list to see who else is going to see if I would want to wait in line for anybody else. Do you guys know any other bigger anime names or things that you guys are looking forward to besides vibing out to Vanilla Ice?
I'm looking at.
I don't think there's anybody that I was like super stoked on. I know I wanted to. Well, Ernie has like a Shikishi board that he got signed by Frieza at Comic-Con. And then it's also got Goku in the corner. Like it's a cool little art board. And I was looking to see if Goku was going to be there, but he's not. That was sad because that would be dope.
Is he the big one from Dragon Ball? I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean Schimmel, right?
Yeah, he says a lot of autographs. It's $40 for an auto for most of these dudes. It's it gets a little steep sometimes. I think Jason Page is like $60 or $50. Like, bro, get out of here.
No interest.
We don't got time for that.
No interest.
Oh, no. He has his own website where he does it too now. It's scummy, dude. I'm good.
The dude who's Aaron is also Kirito and Meliodas, and then also the chick who's Hawk, and the dude who is King from Seven Deadly Sins is going to be there. So I might take some of my 7 deadly sins.
Oh, that's nice.
All of them, yeah. Because I have all the SPs graded,
Okay.
so I might try to get all of them signed by the voice actors over time. That would
Okay.
be cool.
Are you excited for the second set that's coming out?
I'm still disappointed in what they're giving me for SPs, but I have a case and a half ordered.
Doesn't mean I'm not buying a
Wait,
case.
what do you mean?
Okay.
So it's already leaked?
Yeah, well, it's on Bushi Road. Not the scans, but who they are, right? So it's
Okay. I haven't followed recently. I just know that the set's coming out soon. And it's supposed to be like the 10 Commandments too, right?
It's which set? It's from the, why can't I pull this up? I can't remember if it's, I think it's from the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Revival of the Commandments, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really bad with animes, so I'm just like, where the Pokemon artists at though?
We got
Yeah,
Escanor, but there's still, we got Escanor, which wasn't in the original set, but the rest of them are the same voice actors: Meliodas, Elizabeth Hawke, Diane King, and then Escanor.
Oh,
yeah, they do a lot of this.
Why did they repeat it again? They should have just done like Merlin, King.
I know.
And
why they haven't done Merlin? I haven't because it always has to. A lot of times it has to do with something regarding the voice actor, right? Some controversy, or they change the voice actor, or they obviously with
yeah, that's true.
Like Yuna passed away, right, from SAO, so the new SAO set doesn't have Yuna, stuff like that. But
yeah,
that set does have Deadly Sins rares in it, though, kind of like they did with Attack on Titan. So who knows what other we're gonna get? I don't know what we're getting, but yeah, it's fun to get stuff like that signed. I think it's cool. It makes sense.
And it'll give you something to do for a couple of years. So let's go.
Right? Yeah, it's like another fun chase in the hobby, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to go after.
Yep.
I would love to go to a signing at some point, like a Pokemon artist signing.
It was cool.
There's no one I really care to get because I have the one signature I want, but it would still be really fun.
Yeah, I would do Arita again. I have so many cards. There's so many good ones. I'm looking at them now. I'm like, shit, dude. I want my Dark Vaporeon signed. I want, what else? What do I got here? I have a Magby, the Expedition Magby I want signed. The Larvitar. Oh my god, there's so many good ones, dude.
So how long did you have to wait in line again to get your signatures?
I think it was 3.5 hours.
Dude, that's so manageable.
Hours. Yeah, I wasn't pissed
that's
at
long.
all. It's quite a bit of time, but
yeah.
I had Ernesto here, and he literally is just talking shit with all the guys in the line. It was pretty fun, right? It was a decent time in line with everybody. It's low key. It's underrated how much fun you actually have in line if you're good, because everyone's so excited and all this stuff. It was cool. Yeah, I would definitely do it again.
I mean, you still waiting 3.5 hours and get it though.
At least you get something at the end of the line. You don't get shit. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I feel bad, dude. Not like this. But
what do you?
It's just like I said. It puts us pretty sad on how the show was. I was really really disappointed on how they ran, but. Hey,
it's I would say just don't go by yourself. Don't go by yourself.
I didn't go by myself. I actually went with my friend, but like I said, we both missed the cut. The last day, I actually missed the cut by 3 people in front of me. That hurts a lot.
Oh,
They just be like, oh, we're sorry. Well, you're just gonna have to come back next time we organize the event again. It was and there was a lot of people who was there for 3 days as well, me, because I also talked to a lot of people, and then a lot of them didn't get in either. They make it late for the first day, so they try to make it up on the second. They didn't make it, so they made it even early on the third day, hoping that they would got it, but they didn't either.
No,
I just wish they wouldn't be so greedy with these events. You know how long it's going to take. you know how many tickets you sell.
Yeah.
You can figure this out. Like you can.
This is a logistical problem. Like this is a logistical like math problem that's not that difficult to figure out. Like even if you limit like general, like that was my like thing is like, okay, if you could limit general admission tickets, like those guys paid $40 or $30, limit them to one signature with a sketch or one signature only, and then just keep it moving. And then get the VIPs paid like $250 for the ticket for both days. And like get that's fine. Like 3 sketches, 3 signatures is fine for that. But like there's like 300 people in line getting a dumb fucking Cubone sign, bro. Like, stop, dude. Like, I have fucking fire in this box here and I can't get it signed because you're fucking getting Cubone signed, dog. Like, get out of here, bro. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
It was so tilting. I was just like, oh my God. Okay.
Well, yeah, but like
they should just freaking like. I think they should just do a set amount of VIPs, and
and that's another thing.
Like, and then a lottery for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that like in your case was you actually have to go wait in line to get them signed.
Yeah.
In Saitou case, you actually go wait in line, then you have to go into the computer where you put your name and your phone number in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a queue line, and then you can basically just walk around the regional.
That's pretty cool.
Go out and do some stuff, and you get a text that
that's
like,
nice.
Hey, it's your turn. So then you go to the line, then wait to pay. Well, then now, however, this is what people did. This is the trick that people did. They would have put in like multiple entries. So let's say, for example, if you have friends that's going with you, and you're the only one that wake up early, but you have friends with you, you have 3 friends with you.
You have their phone numbers. You put all their phone numbers in.
Your name, your number, then you do their name, their number, and then do that like within this time frame. And you can just keep an excuse to stop. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I put in the wrong number, so I'm gonna have to do it again. But in fact, you were filling up the spot, and then those friends showing up later on, like a couple hours later, then they get called before people in line because they get cut in line before then.
That's like
everything get put in a system in order. So the what I'm saying is the show should be better ran than this. Like what they should do is the people who bought the panel with the guaranteed autograph should not be allowed to wait in line
to get the next day, like to get those 60 or whatever.
And also, like in your case, Arita, after the cutoff for the day, they gave out the ticket to a certain amount of people, like 60 people, right?
Yeah.
So for them to come back the next day, and then they'll lose their line in number. For Saitou, they reset it every day.
Right. That's
so
that can get dicey.
You might not make the cutoff for the first day. You might miss it by 20 people, but it doesn't matter. The next day, it's restarted. That would make it really bad.
That could have been better done for sure. There's definitely a lot that they can learn from these things, and like I hope they do because I want to keep going to these. Like it's super fun. I love the freaking artwork. Like I love going through cards and like, oh, what am I gonna get? What am I gonna get?
I mean, it would be an honor to meet one of these artists.
Yeah, it was so cool. He was nice. Like
imagine what that's like.
He's been a machine for 2 days and he's still cool. Like he still gave Ernie a dap. Like, you know, like he's still chilling. Like
what was going on about that? I did hear a rumor. Well, it's not actually not a rumor. I heard it's true that on the first night, people actually follow Arita.
They followed Arita back to his hotel, and then they jumped out at him. Yeah, and like they had to have like one of the guys that was a security guard was like, "Yo, we had to drive him back to his hotel because people were just like following us, like they were following his car, and it was just so gross." And it's just like, dude. I get that you didn't get what you wanted, but like, don't like invade on this man's privacy, dude. That's wild. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's not cool, bro.
Like, you're just ruining the hobby for everyone else at this point because the artist being harassed, and then now they're not gonna want to come back.
He could have just said, "Forget it. I'm not coming back for day 2. You guys are crazy. Like, fuck this." You know? And,
yeah,
like,
but people are selfish.
You know, and like. he could have done that and just said, whatever, I'm done with this. This is crazy. These people are wild. Like,
Money
Americans are
makes people
stupid
do
and
stupid
crazy.
things.
Like,
Oh, that's true.
but he was cool and he came back and he freaking trooped it out. He left at 3:00 that day. He had like a hard out at 3:00. So that's why I was just like, and I don't think we would have gotten through a second round if we, even with the extra passes we had, because it was just, the line was just too long and they were just going 1-1, one VIP, one general admission. So I don't think we would have gotten a second round before 3:00. And then we left at like 2:30 or something. We were just like, okay, I'm out. This is good.
I hope
and I still got a couple
one of these before they stop doing them.
Yeah.
Because if the trajectory remains the
It's
same,
gonna get real gnarly and real soon.
Well,
like,
I think what we really need to do, though, if they want to actually get a lot of accessibility to more fans, like real fans who want to get an autograph, what they need to do is create the system where you cannot loop and you get certain amount of card size, and then that was it, the whole event. Let's say you go in, you be like, okay, well, you get 3 autograph, 1 card sketch or 2 card sketch,
yeah,
and then you get some type of like lockout from the system. So when you try to go back, they check your name, they check your ID. It was like, oh, you already got it. I'm sorry.
right. There should be a lot better organization in that, in that sense. But
so the thing you were saying about like entering your number into the computer and stuff, there's great software out there for that. Like if you go to New York City and go to the Harry Potter store, there's basically like this whole system of you like scan a QR code and then you put in all your information and then you're like in the queue and it has like red, green, yellow zones and you have an estimated amount of time until you're up.
that's
and
awesome, actually.
And say, get your ass over here in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you have to like scan the QR code again. And then you have like your specific QR code that you can put more people under, but there's like limitations and and then you have to wait in line. Right. So it's like the stuff exists. I mean, this is not rocket science, but also the infrastructure inside of events in these hobbies is not at the same level as other.
It's just not there. Like they're like in the 90s still. They're not even, they're printing paper tickets for this fucking arena VIP pass.
Plus again, I think the whole autograph thing is just a hype anyway. People are just hyping it up, making it a big deal.
It's not something I'm paying for. Never am I ever going to pay for it.
All I want to do, me personally, I just want to meet the artist and I want to say to the artist that thank you.
Like, thank you for what you do, bro.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. But
100%.
People take it the wrong way. Everything's become business.
Yeah. I think we're at
it was like you got to meet the artist and there was just like a little postcard that they had drawn that they printed 1,000 of that they get to sign. And maybe they do a sketch for you on the back of it or something. Like you could make it really simple and it would still be a wonderful experience people actually care about the hobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, I think autos are always going to be a thing because I do think that everybody at some point in their collecting career, if they continue to collect Pokemon cards outside of just, maybe a year or two, will start to see, I think that they'll have a draw to the artists themselves based on repeated artworks.
They'll find one. Yeah.
They'll go deeper in the hobby and they'll start to see this stuff. And I think it's like autos are now cemented in the hobby, I think, and they're like bigger than ever. I think we're at the height of them right now. And I wouldn't touch an auto right now buying it because you're just going to pay too much. I firmly believe that. But I still think that they're going to be around for the foreseeable future. Like it's kind of like cemented. It's like grading, it's like grading will always be a part of the hobby, it may not have been popular.
Banking also, by the way, BT Dubs bank. Like, I think Arita made like $30K a day or something like that. Like, I think it's like a disgusting amount of money. Like,
I don't know how valid that will be. And also, you got to think about it. Just like when a musician goes on a tour, right?
Yeah.
You you do a tour, you get your band, or even if it's just a solo act, let's say it's a $10 million tour, right? But after you pay the 1,700 people you got to pay all the way down, and then you pay taxes, you made like 150 grand on a $10 million tour.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what if Pokemon takes any of that, honestly. I wonder if Pokemon takes a cut, dude.
Well, it's very controlled, right? My understanding is that all of these signings are very contractually controlled on an artist by artist basis with the Pokemon Company International. So I don't know what the economics of it looks like, but we sure know the restrictions are significant, obviously.
Yeah.
Guys, I hate to run, but I'm gonna show this one last time, and then I'm gonna
here. Let me show Cammy full show. Hold on.
Full free.
There you go.
Nice.
Full show for you guys.
This to Dahabi. Love letter to Dahabi is this card. It's never leaving my sight. Ernesto, don't even give me an offer. I don't want it. Okay. I appreciate you guys having me on, but I gotta go do some work now. Okay.
No, that's
peace.
That's
all right.
good.
See you guys later.
See you, Thrift.
Bye. How do I get out of here? Actually, fuck.
I'll reject you out.
See ya.
That's for alligator sketch. When it hits the right angle, you can see the 3 dimensions.
That's what I thought it looked like a cake for a second. I was like, wait a minute, why is she like drawing a cake on there? Like, what?
You got the out creamy.
So funny. It's so funny.
So is there any other tea that you want to talk about, Nye, about the event or anything else that you saw, or your experience in general, or anything along those lines? I gotta run here in 20 minutes, so just kind of curious of anything else that you wanted to talk about.
Like I said, I pretty much already said everything that I need to say on the event. Like I said, I just think that they wouldn't really expect what happened, and they just need to be really better prepared next time. It's like I said, people were putting in the information multiple times, putting it for friends who didn't attend yet, so they're cutting people off in line. There was no next day system for fans. Like I said, you have fans who want to meet an artist, but an artist doesn't even get a chance to come out and see how many people are actually really coming out for him. So all he would see, like I did the number. So the number came out for Saitou signing. Supposedly it's 1,145 autograph total for 3 days.
Okay.
Right. So minus 600, which is 200 per day on the panel. So that left with like 540 divided that by 3 days, which is 180 divided by 3. So it was 60 people per day. But out of those 60 per day, about 30, if not more people, were the same people for all 3 days. Yeah. So you're only leaving half of the spots on the cutoff, even that per day, for other people to actually come in. So those people would get at least 9 autographs, plus the panel, which is another 5 for all 3 days. So you have people who ended up with 20 plus autographs, 40 even.
Yeah, I saw a lot on Instagram.
How many people did it, and this is tough to answer, but how many people did it seem like were there for, like when you were cut off and there were 3 people in front of you, how many people were behind you?
At least 100.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So probably a couple hundred each day that wanted to get in that didn't.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, 100 each day-ish, give or
correct.
take.
And then there were, like I said, on the last day, I was there since 3 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I missed the cut by 3 people. So imagine how early people actually went there to wait. Probably like 1 in the mornings or something.
They probably didn't eat. I mean, they
probably left, went to get something to eat around, and just come back and wait.
Yeah, sat there at midnight, just pulled an all-nighter and just didn't.
Probably. Yeah,
That's wild.
When did it start? 10 a.m.
It started 9, so I was there since like 3 to 9, and that's a cool thing. The last day, they actually did the cutoff. Imagine if they didn't do the cutoff. I was there since 3 in the morning to find out.
Wait all day.
Find out at 4 p.m. that I didn't make the cut. I would be so upset. We did 13 hours.
Oh man, did you get an auto at all? Did you end up buying one or trading for one?
Yes, I ended up. Well, I don't have it with me right now because I submitted it with Beckett, but I ended up paying some guy who basically nice enough to be like, hey, I'll get you one autograph for this price. I was like, screw it. I was there for 3 days. I better left with nothing.
Right.
Something's better than that, and I'll pay it up. I got the Arceus Palkia. Well, Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX in Japanese side.
Oh, nice.
Oh, like the statue.
The statue one, yeah, the alternate art. Yep.
That's great
I sent it
card.
out to Beckett, so I'll see how that one works out.
What did you
awesome.
bring that you wanted to get signed?
Well, one is the SP1 VMAX. I didn't get that one signed.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the Snorlax, the character rare.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that one. And then the other one that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get like 6 cards, easy. Like I'm gonna get 3 in the first day, 3 in the second, chill, when about the more. Nope, didn't get any. The other one I wanted to get signed was the Charizard EX from 20th anniversary.
Yeah, because you're a modern collector only. You don't collect vintage.
Yeah, I maybe have one vintage, if any.
Yeah.
Strictly with like mostly modern card. That's what brought me back to Pokemon. So I love arts.
I get it. And the art in modern is just it's top tier. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Actually, now that you guys here, I do have like I want to ask something. What you think about they bringing what's so-called EX back?
I mean, they're just like they're the capital E, capital X, not the lowercase e, lowercase x, which has the full shine from the Gold Star era. It's not those EXs. They're the X and Y black and white era EXs. Yeah. I've actually grown pretty fond of those because of all the Japanese black and white box breaks that I do. Like, they're in there, and I don't know if it's just on the Japanese side. They actually look really, really nice. And so I think that it's cool that they're bringing it back. I'm not like overly excited. Like when I heard that they were going to do like the Umbreon Gold Star again, like they were bringing Gold Star. I was like, oh, this is a really cool concept. I really like this idea. I don't really think it's that exciting. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to just see how the cards look when they come out. But it's nothing that I'm going to chase or that I'm going to like want to buy, or even if I pull it, I don't even know if I'd want to grade it, like it's not anything super special to me. But the old school ones from the black and white era on the Japanese side, they're really, really fun to pull, and I actually really like those a lot.
Okay. What do you think, Connor?
I guess like personally, I'm like ambivalent about it. But from a like higher level standpoint, I like things that, so obviously it's very strategic by the Pokemon company, right? But I do like things that connect new collectors to previous generations and eras of Pokemon, because I think it creates for better long-term health in the hobby for people to like be able to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. Right?
Okay.
Someone sees this new modern card pulled and starts, looking on eBay for such and such, EX card, they're going to get all these other cards, from
the old
eras that they've never seen before. And that's really cool, because then it like sparks that like, oh my gosh, like I never even knew these cards existed type of thing. Right. So I like it from that standpoint. And I don't think the Pokemon company is dumb. And I think there's a lot of reason that they do that, because it creates that stickiness. But you like to see new innovation. You know,
Yeah.
you don't. The thing I worry about is you kind of open up the can of worms on the ability to just start redoing everything. Now that's from the guy who says, I really want a Gen 2 reprint, right? But I think they have to be really tempered with how they do that, or else it will look like they're not being innovative, and that will be detrimental to the hobby as a whole.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it will eventually happen though. They would bring a couple Pokemon here and there anyway, but I guess we'll see how it works out. They'll always create new mechanics anyway. Like we have the V, then we have the V Maxes, and then we have V Star. And then now then they bring back the V Max with the V Star. Now they're ending the era. So I wonder the EX maybe the next. Well, maybe we'll get a tag team EX. Maybe we get some crazy stuff. Maybe you get the Legends card. I don't know.
That would be cool to bring the Legends back.
That would be nice.
Didn't you think it was interesting in Incandescent Arcana when you opened a pack and it always, maybe this is anecdotal from my experience, but I opened like 10 boxes. The V and the V Star were always together in the same pack of the same Pokemon. I don't know if you know that, but it was.
Oh yeah, I think they did that with the they did that back then with the Volt Tackle too, I think.
Yes, they did with Volt Tackle. Yeah.
I didn't have any Volt Tackle, but I noticed that as well.
Yeah.
With the new IA set.
Cool. Both from a collector standpoint and a playability standpoint. I thought things like that make
those are pretty cool, like little addition to the pool. Yeah, I do agree.
And think about maybe I'm overanalyzing this, but it takes a little extra effort in the printing to make sure that happens, right?
You're right, because they have to add the certain programs or something. It's like, okay, make this if it's this Pokemon with this card and this one, okay, print it together and put them together.
Yeah, it's pretty neat when you think about it. So I like purposeful stuff like that.
Because at first we thought it was an error too when Volt Tackle came out, and then like every single one with the same Pokemon that have the other one, it's always together.
Yeah. It's like when you open up a legendary collection pack and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Why just get 3 of the same card? Yeah, I thought that was neat. It starts to move towards that area of like kind of cool little switches they can flip and little gimmicks and fun things that I think are fun. So
I do enjoy the little peel card. I mean, that was pretty neat idea that they're doing that. It would be nice if they do a little more.
Talk about connecting eras. These were the first Peel Hidden Prism cards.
Nice.
So this was the exact same idea. There was a card. So this artwork was on the front side, and then you peeled it off, and this prism was there. And there's 7 to 9 of these in the Bandai kind of era. So I love things that are nods to the history of Pokemon. I think that's, again, a really, really cool touch.
Oh, and the what's it called, Rob? I know you mentioned something about what if Pokemon start doing like a whitewash where they add the voice actor stamp or something on the card. You think how that would affect the community of the Pokemon and the hobby as a whole?
I think it would do really well. Because Weiss is so new and it's so fun, and like what they've done with the SPs and the SSPs and the signatures, how they've implemented that into the cards, to me is genius. Like, it's so genius. And again, I was talking to Con about it earlier.
The Rosa, nice.
To take this really sweet Rosa card, and it looks great on its own, but just for the next evolution of like you said, what's next with modern? I don't want to just see an homage to vintage, which is great. And we've talked about those points, but what else is so innovative that's going to bring people, new cross collectors, into the hobby and excite current collectors, and to me, that just seems like a phenomenal idea, to have the voice actor, an SP, and then have like an SSP where whoever illustrated the card as their signature, like a gold label, just like they do in Weiss, you know, and it's much harder to chase. And instead of like having like the one of ones like they do in sports, you know, and just the voice actors like they do in Weiss, it's kind of like a kind of like a combination of I guess, and kind of having that extra rarity of the actual signatures, you know, of the illustrator. I just think it's a really good way to capitalize on all this auto hype right now. And, you know, people are talking about it. It's current in the hobby. And I think it would be a great way for the Pokemon company to pay attention what's going on and to implement something like that. It'll probably, you know, it won't happen because, you know, Pokemon company doesn't watch Kanto Conversations. Maybe they will one day. But, you know, I think it would just be really cool. It's a cool concept.
It's certainly, I can't imagine it's something that hasn't gotten kicked around the room before, right? I think that goes back to, and I don't know if Dan's still in here, but he's talked about this before. So not necessarily my own idea, but generally speaking, the Pokemon company doesn't have to pull a lever until they absolutely have to, right? They have certain things in the bank, such as numbered serialized cards, that you pull out of the bag when your sales are starting to suffer or when there's a significant shift downward in
I see.
hobby, right? So like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like you kind of wait till there's like a semi problem before you pull those things out. I think that, you know, things like that would be a wonderful way to redo a partnership with like Topps, for example, because it's hard, right? Because like building max rarity decks in Weiss, right, is now much harder to do because the SPs, SSPs, secret so much more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Certain ones have always held a premium against the hobby, but now because of all the sports people and all the Pokemon people coming into Weiss, especially modern Weiss, like hyper modern Weiss, it makes it much more difficult. So then you have that weird place of like, you don't want to hurt your player base and make it, you know, because players are already like kind of upset with like the fact that they got to pay like $12 for a regular, you know.
Oh yeah, right. Because in Weiss, I think that there is more of the players than the collector, and a lot of collectors just come in. Plus, plus I also know about Weiss is there's no rotation like Pokemon. So anything from way back whenever it happened, it's still you can still use it to play.
Well, that's why the Attack on Titan reprints happened, right? Because when Attack on Titan first came out, it was very short printed because of how print works with Weiss, right?
Yep.
But now you can stack. It might just be volume 2 and final season. I can't remember, but the meta includes both of them, right? So you can build decks with a mix of those sets, which is why it makes total sense to do a reprint and then do your new set because players can use both to play, right? So that is something that is very different than how the Pokemon meta and the TCG mechanics work. Now, I know there's like that. Isn't there like in Pokemon where you can, I forget what it's called. You can like go back and play with the like
it's the extended. There you have standard and extended.
Yeah. But it's very much more open in Weiss for sure. I would love to see it. I just don't think they're gonna pull those triggers until they absolutely have to.
Like you said, it's probably in their bag. They just wait to pull it out. They just wait for the right moment.
But you know, it's funny, right? Because then you see Weiss introducing serialized, right? And now part of that is because there's a little less of a chase with certain Omniplex sets because you're not getting signatures on the English side. So they say, well, F it. We're going to do a stamp, but we're going to add serialized, right? So people still want to chase.
So you get just the stamp and the stamp and the serialized. So just a little rarer than the others.
Exactly. But with Pokemon, they just haven't had to do that yet. I think Weiss did that. Bushiroad did that at the perfect time, right? I mean, talk about, I would love to see the financials on that company, right? What the printed and now versus, I mean, freaking like some of the like Fate sets and SAO sets and some of the other like just like kind of 2014 to 2017 era sets, like they don't exist. Like people think Pokemon boxes are rare. Yeah, right. Like try finding certain voice boxes.
Bro, base set is so rare. What do you mean?
So rare.
It's so rare.
People definitely don't have pallets of that somewhere.
Yeah, no. No, it's so rare. What do you mean?
But it would be really cool to see. It would be so fun, especially with like they're doing with the new SAO set, right? Where you have SPs with the voice actors, then you have secret rares that are either the manga illustrator or the creator of the entire manga, right? So you could do that in a very cool way with Pokemon, to your point, right? Because there's so many layers, right? There's illustrators, there's voice actors, there's, we've seen cards of like, the executives and people, that are part of the Pokemon company. So there's a lot of cool stuff they could do. There as a collector, I would love to see it.
I get so like, I love the way that the Weiss SPs look, and I want to chase them. I want to collect them, but I'm not confident in their long-term value. I'm just not. I'm
way more confident,
risk averse when it comes to the slabs itself. I think they're at the highest that they're going to be for most of these cards. I don't think that they're going to hold value or continue to go up. That's just me. But I want to
Pokemon. That's the thing. I think all this stuff is at the highest it'll ever be in our lifetimes.
For sure. And for a lot of sets, you're absolutely right. For sure. But my point is that like I want to take that same chase and look of the card and just like something a little bit different and implement that into Pokemon. I just think it would be so much fun to do that.
I agree.
But I don't know.
What if they inserted? Now, what if they did real artist inserts like they do in sports? What if
what do you mean?
Actual signed
like tops, like tops and stuff, where they actually have an auto on it with the tape over it, so it's under the card.
Yeah. On card or off card, right? Either way, but meaning I could go buy a pack at Walmart and open it up, and it would have an Arita signature on a card.
Oh, that would be insane.
Like, where you mean like where it has like the little like white bar at the bottom, and then they actually sign it with like a pen?
It could, or it could be an on-card auto. I mean, either way, I'm just like that's autograph though, like a real inserted autograph, just like any sports set in existence, right? I mean, that would.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about, is to have that on the card, like the Arita autograph or whoever illustrated the card,
but not hot stamped, like for real.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying.
Like the sport, like Connor said, like an actual. They actually signed a certain amount of cards.
I get what you're saying.
And then they randomly insert it when they release the set.
Or redemption card for an event would be pretty cool. Or a redemption card in general, but a redemption card for an event is probably hard because people can't necessarily do that. But that would be fun. I would
love to see it. Honestly, I think that it would be phenomenal for the hobby. Like I really do, because it's not just about, again, pulling something that's like a one of one or like this artificial rarity. It's something that connects me to the artist. And that's what I like more over than like, the one of one or whatever. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm all about the artist. Like, and so if I can get something that's a chase and get connected and have something, that's so ideal.
Yeah. If there was a Himeno signature or embossed signature, or
you'd be broke.
Anything, dude, I would buy it all. Yeah. I already bought freaking 7 cases of the new Weiss freaking Sword Art Online set.
Wow.
Get it.
Bro. Like, come on. Like,
what are those, 1K a pop? 900?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Don't really want to say it.
They changed it to like Japanese case now, right? I think it's like $18 a case now.
Yeah, it's 3 cases to a master case, and it's 18 boxes to
so 54.
Yeah. So I should have
master cases.
Yeah, get that local pickup though.
Well, master case, you get some certain guarantee. That's why people get the master case.
and with the, it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's fun, right? But yeah, if that happened in Pokemon, I mean, we would have a problem.
Yeah, we would have a problem with the prices. The prices will go really high, really fast.
It would be dangerous for people out there trying to pick up product. It would get dicey.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much they think about collectors versus players. Like how much, because I think that they would know that would be insane for collectors, but are they like at the risk of hurting players compared to that? You know what I mean? It's like, I wonder how much they balance collectors versus players.
Well, I wonder, I've always kind of kicked that around in my head. Like, do they do still, like not a partnership, but still their own, now their own printing, but do collector sets, right? Something that's really oriented towards a collector that doesn't necessarily have playability. Or do you just do a partnership with Topps again like that, or something of that nature, and do it outside of your ecosystem but connected, right? Some licensing deal. I don't know. I think it would be, again, I think it's a lever they don't necessarily have to pull yet, because they've found that sweet spot of people being able to play or collect or do both or whatever. And especially with isn't there an upgraded app for the online game coming out for iPhone, so you can like scan your code cards and actually play? Is that my understanding? Maybe
I have no idea.
No, I don't know either.
I think as long as they keep pumping out beautiful modern alt arts, they're going to be just fine. Like they struck gold. They struck gold when they switched to that model, and it's just not the cool full art, but something very well detailed, thought out, beautiful. I mean, that just, it took modern to the next game.
Talk about a way to really just put the artist at the forefront, right?
Yeah, and that's great.
It gives them the ability to truly be creative. Is all you can ask for, right? If you love the art.
Definitely looking forward to the V-Star Universe set though. That's gonna be a lot of nice arts.
Which one?
The supposedly not the last one ending the era. The V-Star Universe.
Oh, okay.
There's some leaks already, like the Charizard V-Star.
Oh, is that the one with the Mewtwo they're fighting?
Yep, and then in the Mewtwo V-Star with the Charizard.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Leafeon V-Star alternate art, and I'm sure that set's gonna get a lot of attention.
The last set of an era generally goes out with a bang. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. I still think they're priming us for a freaking Gen 2 reprint. So we get a Lugia alt art in one of these sets. It's gonna.
Oh no! that's coming.
It's gotta be. It has to.
Yeah.
No. It's a given. It's already given. I mean,
pull that away. Would be so mad.
It's Lugia V-Star, the V-Star Rainbow Rare, the V-Star Gold, and then the alternate art V Lugia. I'm pretty sure those are guaranteed.
Throw a Ho-Oh in there too. Like, come on, game over. I mean,
dude, could you imagine like the Golden Sky Silvery Ocean pack art where the Lugia is fighting the Ho-Oh? Like an alternate art like that would be nasty.
Oh man.
Well, you never know. I'm sure it's not just gonna be Lugia. I'm probably gonna see other Pokemon on it too.
Yeah. Well, hey, I gotta draw the line here at 6:15. I got a commitment to do. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna keep chatting or if you guys want to end it here.
We can close it out. There's no
Yeah, either way works for me.
Well, Nye, thank you so much, man, for coming on. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
No problem.
Meet you finally. This is awesome. So,
nice meeting you, Connor. Finally get to talk to you.
Stoked.
Yeah, your passion for the hobby is it's very, it's likable, man. It's just
I Actually, you know what? I like to talk to Connor a little bit about Weiss after this.
Absolutely.
If he up for it. So.
I'd love to. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, and then I'm gonna come right back.
Okay.
Well, I'll leave you. So, are you guys gonna take it offline, or do you want to?
We'll keep it live. We'll run it. I'll be right back.
All right. Right on. He went on pause, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll dip out. Connor can or actually I can take myself out of the stream, but let's see. I think I can stop Mike and Cam, and maybe he can I can remove myself. Anyways, hey, it's a pleasure, man. As always, congrats on and all your your new additions to the collection. Yeah. It's so impressive, man. I can't wait to see what you come up with next.
I appreciate it. Well, I'm hoping to get something news, and maybe I will have some good news for you soon.
Yeah, man. Just let me know. I always enjoy hearing from you.
All right, Rob.
See you, buddy. Take care, chat. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good night. See ya.
All right. So, where is Connor now? Is he still here?
And we're back.
Oh, there you are. I was wondering where you were at.
And we're back. I was showing Rob before the stream. You'll like this. I just picked this one up to add to my SAO collection.
Oh, Kirito, nice.
Top one, the TD. So I've noticed a lot lately that it's been really hard to, like, the fact that you got a black label on that Elizabeth.
The whole life set? Okay.
Just because of the way that they're packing those trial decks, you're getting a lot of damaged SPs out of the back of those. I've noticed.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them, what I saw is the actual stem actually showing up in the back. You can actually see a mark in the back.
Yeah, it's because of the pressure. Yeah. And then a lot of times they get that because of the plastic little wrap.
You get the dent in the front. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so sad. But that makes it cool because it's like another special. It's an added layer of chase to an already difficult thing to chase, which is fun. So
I agree. Well, since I talked to Rob the first time, and then I know that he basically talked to you a lot. I see a little like podcasts with you guys. Then I recently. So did you just jump in Weiss not too long ago? Like, did you just get into Weiss like sometime this year or last year?
No, I've been collecting Weiss on and off since like 2015. So I got into anime in 2013.
Okay.
When I was in college, my Korean roommate, we lived together. My Korean buddy, we lived together over the summer going into senior year of college, and we watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood together. And then, so I started to get into anime then, and then I really fell in love with Sword Art Online, and have been pretty obsessed with it like since.
Yeah,
easily my favorite.
I like the show. I like the show too.
It's just, it gets unnecessary hate. And so just mostly like I have like binders and stuff. I never played anything really. I just didn't.
Well, yeah, you like the art, and I know. I'm the same way. I don't really play anything. I like the art. I like the anime, and that's all I collect.
And so like now I think of it the same way as I was never on social media or showed anyone my Pokemon collection. And then Pokemon got popular. People were making really bad decisions with their money. So I married those two things and tried to kind of help out a little bit with, financial literacy and do it through that lens of collectibles.
Okay.
And now that Weiss is becoming more popular, kind of mainstream, I've showed more of it on, my IG and done some openings on YouTube and stuff.
Okay. I see.
So no, I've been involved. So my hometown shop is Hammer Girl Anime, which is
Okay.
one. I mean, they're the reason that Weiss basically exists in English in the United States. Like the owner.
I got it. Yeah.
That. So, no, I've been collecting it for a long time, but I don't. I'm like the worst collector because I don't really like to collect a lot of stuff. So I'm very selective with my Weiss.
So do I. I really selective on certain content. Me personally, I collect Weiss because of the waifu. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, like I said, I think the first set that brought me into Weiss was the Bunny Girl Senpai.
Really? Okay.
The one with the my in bunny suit from the trial deck.
Yeah.
That was the first card that I ever bought.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. And then since then I was like, okay, what is this CCG? What else do they have to offer? And then I was just hooked it ever since.
It's weird because with Pokemon I basically almost exclusively collect Japanese, but for Weiss because the quality is just better in English.
Well, yeah, you're right, because Weiss English always been like consistent.
Yeah.
And versus Japanese, that's what I noticed too, because a lot of Japanese set they would have a bad cut with really bad edges and corners, and then one or two set after they will have a really good quality like English, and then they go back to the bad one again. So what happened in between? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. I've always wondered that about Japan because the printing is generally so much better for Pokemon that it doesn't make, especially it just didn't ever make sense to me.
Yeah,
why the print quality was like that. And I don't know if it's because of the nature of Bushiroad with print to demand and Japan being the market size it is compared to the US, and they weren't getting as favorable printing terms like at the beginning, like in the early to mid 20 teens, I don't know. Like, were they just bad printers, right? I don't know.
Well, I do have a question now that you tell me that you collect the Weiss like before, way before me then. So I was told that basically Weiss would take a pre-order up to the certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. They will close the pre-order, and then there will be no more print after. So, say for example, they would collect the pre-order 3 months before the actual release. Mm-hmm. And then once they close that pre-order, they will print out from the whole amount, but they will not print it again.
Right. Yep. Printed demand, one print run.
Done.
They print it all, and that's it. That's all.
Oh, so it was true. Okay, because I was like, that sounds like a good idea, and then I noticed like recently since started happening at the end of not the end. I think it's the beginning of 2021 where they would print it out, release, and then a couple months later it was like, the reprint, and then people were shocked that like why start doing reprint so early on the new set. I was like, well, that sounds common to Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean more. I don't know if it was Japan or English, but obviously, like the reprints of old sets is something that was not ever a thing in Weiss, right? But like we kind of talked about earlier, makes sense based on both popularity and playability with a new set coming out and where we are in the cycle of anime being popular. But I have seen now that which one? One of the newer sets is being split up into 2 distribution tranches, which is also very like that's not usually a thing. And I don't know how they're going to divvy that up, or like if people are going to get half their allocation or their full allocation, and some people are going to get none until like the second wave.
So what are your thoughts on that? Are you think it hurting the value long term? Because now that so you collect before, so now you were like, okay, I collect all these set, I would pre-order it up, and then I would have all this that like no one else gonna have. They're not gonna print anymore. And then suddenly now, all with all the new sets, where they would print them out, came out, and then boom, they print another one. Like, do you think like the value long term would affect it on these sets that they have been reprinting versus the old one that they never did, or you think it's gonna affect the whole TCG as a whole?
Oh, interesting. Well, I never underestimate the ability of people in the hobby to kind of throw out the baby with the bathwater. So there could be like acute scenarios where, and I guess like it's hard, right? Because, okay, so this is what I think. In one tranche, 2021 sets, there were way too many sets and a ton of it was printed. And people like new sports and Pokemon oriented shops started getting distribution with Bushiroad and now, or with, whoever, and started carrying Weiss. So there is a ton more supply. Sorry, Siri's trying to talk to me. There's a ton more supply out there than there ever was really intended to be, because all these places over ordered as a cash grab. And that's why you're seeing most of the sets from 2021 are just being dumped. I mean, and into this year, right? Like that there is tons of supply on the market and it's like at or below wholesale distribution pricing. Like,
yeah,
even Fate Grand Order that has serialized cards, Fate Grand Order, Tokyo Revengers, Danmachi, Hollow Live, some of the other sets that I don't really collect, so I don't keep as much track of. But there's a lot of supply out there, and people were trying to sell them for way too much to who weren't used to the product and trying to take advantage of it. And now they're dumping it. So I think that they're like, usually I set stuff back either to open later or just like as a play, like, because I like having sealed stuff, at least a couple boxes of everything. True. Right. And honestly, like, I think it's probably a good time to pick up some of that stuff for fun or for the longer term. But I'm also not confident like that supply will wash out. So I think that it's going to hurt certainly the longer term value of a lot of the more hyper modern sets, which can certainly, but from a market perception standpoint, affect the older stuff. And it just depends how much education comes into the market kind of between now and then.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
People are getting smarter. They're under, like, it starts with, I like anime. Those cards look cool. Let me buy a box on Whatnot. And you don't know that there's a case of 18. There's 3 SPs in this set. The 3 SPs were hit, and this Whatnot streamer is still selling you boxes at $95.
Yeah.
He got them at wholesale at $48. Or he bought them from someone he shouldn't have at $70, but he's still charging you $95. Like, there's been a lot of education from that standpoint, and a lot of people in the community who have tried to help drive that home for new collectors where they're not like getting screwed. So we just need to continue, I think, that that education, around where Weiss has been and where it's going. But at the end of the day, if someone sees this card, right, and they're like, I want that card, and I'm like, well, this is a 2015 card. It's a trial deck card. It's the only PSA 10 in the population, and it might be the only PSA 10 ever. So, like, good luck. Like, people tell me, like, the cards they want that are just getting into Weiss, and I'm literally like, bro, like, good luck. Like, that doesn't even come up raw. Like,
yeah, I know. It's insane.
So there's part of that too, right? Like, because those sets were finite, right? And they existed in a certain space, in a certain time, in a certain quantity, and there was never any more printed. The supply can't be affected. And you saw that with Slime, right? Where they took volume 1, they actually marked it reprint, and they changed the signatures from gold to silver. Yeah. Which I still think, like, as a collector, like, it's great. I bought 3 boxes on Whatnot last night and hit 2 SPs, and I was very
happy. It's nice because now you have the gold one and the silver one.
Yeah, exactly. You can put them side by side. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that as a collector. So,
Yeah.
And that also helps distinguish some value too, right? Which we've certainly seen. Like if you just look up any card like that on TCG Player, the spread is wild.
Exactly.
So.
Well, I'm actually glad though that you brought up because I was going to bring it up, but you brought it up before I did. Was with the Wises in the case you have a certain guarantee. So once you hit that certain guarantee, the rest are literally nothing in a box in the case, and people would still sell those boxes like it has a chance of something, but it doesn't.
So I just like for example, I sold an Attack on Titan box today on eBay, and it's like dead, no hits, like in the name and in the description. Like I want, literally, if I put it on my IG, I am like literally like dead, no hits. Like you got to be an honest seller in that respect, because people are just like getting screwed. Especially like kind of like I would say like in the like 6 months ago, a lot has happened over the course of this year. It's made it better.
Yeah, it does.
But to be fair, right? There's like I love collecting triple rares, so like I know they're not valuable, but like those it always seems like every set's a little different with how many you're going to get in a case.
It does. I mean, it depends. Like I think
some SRs are as much as the box.
What's that?
Some SRs are like, $50.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's insane. But usually those are the boxes that you only get one pool a box.
Yeah.
There'll be a set that you get 3 pools a box, and then the set that you only get 1 pool a box.
Yeah. Or one where it's like 1 or 2.
The SR and the 2 SR or the SR and the triple rares, and depends on what it is.
Or you just get 1 SR and it's freaking a bad one. You're like, oof. Yeah. But it's like, it's fun. Like that's things. Everyone feels like it goes back to the whole thing about the signature events. Everyone feels like they deserve something, right? Like these people going at like chasing artists back to their hotel and stuff. Like you deserve sometimes a little bit of chase, a little bit of disappointment is pretty good for building your character.
I agree.
And that's why I like, first of all, the older sets, which I'll still play around with, right? Like I'll take a flyer, open a box, see, because you never know. Never know, man. Obviously some sets were easier to like map than others, not so much anymore.
Right.
But I'm really excited for where things go with Weiss because of how many IP they're extending into, especially on the Japanese side, because they have more flexibility there.
True.
And that's letting people like collect crossover from like Disney, Pixar type folks. And
true. Yeah, those sets are fun though.
Yeah, they're cool looking. I like that, like Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel. Like I did a little of Marvel, but like I skip all those because like I really do Weiss because I like anime.
I found it really weird with Marvel though that they did on the Japanese side, but somehow they can't get the right on the English side. Like
Impossible.
It would have been so big on the English side if they ever did it.
Upper Deck owns the exclusive to those rights, and it would be astronomically expensive for Bushiroad to get some of these IP licenses.
For the English, right?
Yeah, for English. It's such a like IP licensing because I do that as part of my actual business, and it is wild how different it is like in different countries and who has certain rights.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's it can be really tough, and it can be like you'll notice it like some of the Star Wars art is really weird. Like
it is no
really weird. The Disney Pixar stuff is a little more normal. Some of it's still weird. Even that, the Marvel stuff it's its own kind of flavor, right? Which I think is cool. But I'm overall extremely happy with how many people are getting into Weiss. Like I know a lot of it was like pump and dump kind of sports people at the beginning, and it has those defined rarity outcomes that people.
It's a lot better now, though. Like
Way
I've seen the price has been a lot more stable than it was like before.
Yeah, it and I'm spoiled, right? I can pre-order boxes at like, I don't know, like between 50 and 55 a box for the English side.
Yeah.
And some Japanese depending on the set, but anyway, and then, they retail, a shop will retail them at 70 or 75 sometimes. And then they end up falling somewhere in between over time. Like I just bought a box of slime today for like $60, which isn't the cheapest out there, but you can get it. So when I go on like Whatnot or just kind of observe the hobby, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay $75 for that box. Like, I don't care if it's fun, but most people, they don't have the access points. They're going to just go try to have some fun with it's the same kind of thing with Japanese Pokemon, honestly. Like people still have this trepidation of accessing Japanese products. So
well, then again, Japanese Pokemon's boxes are a little still better than English in a way, where you have a certain pull ratio, and it's always pretty fixed in a way. Like what I noticed is every box, like the 30 packs box, it's always it usually it's 15 hit and 15 not. So you always 1.5 chance of hitting a hollow or better in each pack. So
that's where people, and then like the nice thing about like a high class set is that there's something
guarantee in every pack.
Everybody gets something, right? And that's really cool. Plus, for gosh sakes, I just don't like the way English cards really look that much, like with the borders, and the print quality is so subpar.
Yellow borders. Yeah, not really a fan of that.
Not really a fan. Like I look at some of my vintage and I'm like, man, like I'm so glad I own these in Japanese and not English. Like I like them so much more. So I haven't done much lately in Weiss on the Japanese side. I pick up packs here and there just to have fun. Obviously, the new SAO set is Japanese.
That's lit. Yeah, that's nice. I'm pretty sure it's coming. I'm pretty sure it will come into English eventually.
I've been told from distribution from multiple people I've talked to that it's probably not, and if it does, it won't be for a long time. All I know is that the one thing we can guarantee is that there won't be signatures.
Oh, well, you're right. Well, because they always have a problem with that. They always have a problem with the signature for.
Yeah. So that's, any more Fate or any more SAO that comes out on the English side will not have
well,
that.
Then I should pick up some of the Japanese then.
If you want to guarantee your ability to have a chance to get, signatures, and then who knows, what if they don't do the secret rares in English, right? Because, I feel like even more so, the whole point is to have the signature of the illustrator or the creator.
Yeah, right? Those are what make the card really pop.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, that's what we're chasing. Like, I love Fate. It's probably one of my second, like, not my second favorite anime, but like as far as like big universes are concerned, like it goes SAO and then probably Fate after that. And it's fun to like chase serialized and stamp cards.
Do you think I've been talking to like my friend in Japan, and we think that maybe eventually it will happen, but right now, do you know Bill Divide TCG?
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking to him. I'm debating whether or not Demon Slayer will somehow eventually come out in Bushiroad.
So the hard part is that now,
because right now it's owned by Aniplex.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's gonna work out.
So the tough thing is, like I would love to see, like I think a set that would do really well in Weiss is Dr. Stone, just because of the characters and how it looks.
Right.
I would
Yes.
see.
True.
The
Okay.
problem is now with these much bigger IP, it's going to be a lot harder for Bushiroad to get them. So it was a lot easier to get SAO and the rights to that over time. And obviously we've seen some things change, but when they started in 2013 or 2013,
exactly.
So 2014 maybe. So that's the hard thing, is like, how difficult is it going to be for them to get these really big IPs? And then, you have like Bandai has rights to Demon Slayer.
True.
Currently, right? I don't know if it's exclusive. I don't know if it is, what time frame that's over, but it would be sick to have, like, there is a slew of anime that would be wonderful to have in Weiss that we haven't.
Oh no, yeah, definitely a lot of them.
So many. And I don't, because like I skip a lot of these sets. That's the thing.
I do too. Not a lot of sets are great.
No.
But when it's something that I like, I was like, ooh, I want to dip on that.
I do not buy sets of anime I do not watch. I don't.
But that makes sense. I mean, why would you buy something that, like, you don't even know who they are?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's not like there is no, like, I don't want a random waifu that I don't know anything about. It just like isn't that, like, that's. It's the same reason, like, my detriment in Pokemon is that I don't collect things I don't like. So then it's really hard for me to sell them, right? Because like
exactly. So what do you collect on Hypermodern on Weiss?
I mean, pretty much binders of most sets of anime I watch, right? So I'll put a binder together. I will specifically grade some SRs, but mostly triple rares that I really like, and then SPs and above. So like, let's see, I love Danmachi, so I did Danmachi. Tokyo Revengers I went hard on because no one wanted it. I love Tokyo Revengers, so I went really hard on that set.
Okay.
Fate Grand Order. I did one case of Attack on Titan final season. It was fine for me. Like, it wasn't like my favorite thing, but I liked it. And then the rest of this year is just 7 Deadly Sins and Sword Art Online.
Okay.
Yeah. So how about you?
Oh, I would say I pretty much collect any set that has like a really nice female character.
Yeah.
Well, not every set, but I would say there's a lot of them. Like, I would do Sword Art Online. I would do like Asuna, Sinan. Usually I stick around Asunas and Sinan for the most part because I like them too. The Namanshi, the Dragon Maid set.
Oh yeah, I'm not skipping that one. I haven't watched that one.
Okay, well, there's that. The Hololive that I like. I like pretty much every VTuber characters.
Okay.
The Bang Dreams. I don't know if you want that one.
No.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new Sword Art Online. I saw all the SPs and the Secret Rare. Looks really nice.
It looks awesome.
They're like the Asuna with wings. Oh,
dude, so good. I really like. Did you see the promo card that's like black and white, and it has all of them like on the right hand side of the card, looking to the left? Like,
yeah.
I think is gonna.
No, those that's are like the must pick up, like for fans.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So yeah, I do like with Sword Art Online, I kind of collect all the characters. I'm like more specific, like with Fate, I really like Saber. That's really like my thing. But then there's like certain sets like 7 Deadly Sins where I got so lucky with the boxes I opened and ended up with so many SPs off the get that I was like, I'm just going to do the whole set. Like I'm.
So you got all 6. Well, 7.
I opened 2 trial decks in like 4 boxes and hit the Elizabeth SP, the Meliodas SP, and the other Elizabeth SP. So I hit 3
the other one. Okay.
out of like nothing. So then I just grabbed a Bond raw and graded it. I basically just wanted like 9.5.
I was a little disappointed on Bond and Hawk. They was like the last minute addition to the box. Like, hey, we're just gonna throw them in there. They're gonna have no signature. It's just gonna be a stamp code on it.
I know. I like the look of the Hawk though a lot. I'm just looking over there at my cards. I like the look of the Hawk a lot. Like I think it's cool.
And the N and King is nice.
Yeah, I actually just I had a couple extra boxes lying around. I had like 3 extra boxes that I knew were live.
Okay.
And I just pulled the Diane.
Oh, the end. Yeah, nice.
It's a little off center, but it's beautiful.
So now that you mention it, how do you to you personally, how do you basically look at the centering on it? Are you looking at the text box spacing between the left and right?
Yeah, I go a lot by the back and by the text box.
Okay.
It's the top. Sometimes you can just tell if you try to like reference it to the side or reference it to another card, but largely I use the back and the text box. And
so pretty much the same I do then.
Yeah, I mean there's not much, it's hard. There's not much else you can do.
Well, I mean, from the easiest standpoint to look at is the text box. It's pretty standard. I think that's the same way applying to most of the CCG anyway.
Yeah, that's how I knew to crack that Elizabeth. Like, because I was just looking at that part of the centering, and I was like really annoyed they gave it a 9 because I knew.
Oh yeah,
way worse.
I would be too. Me with Beckett's are the same.
Oh my, his name just totally escaped me. He was one of the first guys to grade with CGC with Weiss. I just totally lost his name.
Oh
no, it's I've met him in person. This is a real bad brain cramp. Nathan. What's his handle? Nate is Sub F. Do you know him?
Wait.
Sub F?
No, I do not.
He grades a lot of Weiss. He has like the preeminent world championship collection, like one of the best collections out there.
Oh wait, are you talking Wolf of the Wall Street?
No.
Weiss of the Wall Street.
Wolf of Weiss Street? No.
Wolf of Weiss Street.
Nathan, it's sub _F.
Sub F. Yes, I know who he is.
Okay, yeah. So
okay,
he like didn't have them listed anywhere, but I can't remember why. I was just like, hey, do you have like any CGC SPs? Because it's like, yeah, let's fill some holes in the collection. And he like sent me his whole spreadsheet. And he was like one of the first ones to grade with them. And I was, looking through all the scans and I was trying to see what was too harshly graded. And I think I have 2 or 3 I grabbed from him that I could probably crack. I don't know if I really care because I just like having the card. Like,
okay, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. You like the card.
I just like having the card. Like, I don't know. It's not like with Weiss. It's become more of a thing where you can sell them. Although I'm really, really would like people to stop grading rares and double rares with CGC. Like, please stop.
Oh no, I know. I don't know why they keep doing that. It's like, well, that's the same with Pokemon, though.
It's all the sports card people. They're just like all of it.
They just throw everything in.
Yeah.
They're just great, like the red, double rare. Like, come on, it's not every single one will graded. It's the same with Pokemon. Why would you send a common in? Come on.
It's like, but this was like I thought with Tokyo Revengers, like the subset of the TRVs was really fun. So I just graded like a bunch of them for my collection.
Okay.
And I like sold a couple, but yeah, so that's a perfect 10 Draken and Mikey.
Nice.
I actually graded the Mikey SSP perfect 10 and I sold that. So I could justify keeping the Emma. But like the Draken, this is a perfect, it's a perfect 10.
That's nice. Yep.
There's a couple that I should like really send to Beckett. There's a couple CGC perfect 10s, like 3 maybe in my whole collection that I'm like, I should do it.
Well, I don't know if Rob told you, but if you do that, you know you can set it to be BGS 10, right? You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, also the only way you can do it, that if you don't want them to crack, if it's an i5, is you actually have to do it at the show. That Beckett will be there, because then they will review the card, give you the grade, and they're not gonna crack it. So if you're happy with the grade, then you can send them in, and then basically leave it.
Someone I saw did that with where is it? I don't have it next to me. With the it was either the Aaron or the Levi. I think it was the Aaron. It was a BGS Pristine 10, and they brought it and had it re-looked at, and it hit the black label.
Review, yeah. Well, you can do a GCR, but you can send that in. Well, for BGS, you can send that in, but for any other company other than BGS, you can set it to be pristine or black label minimum grade anymore. They change that out.
Gotcha.
Unless you do it on site, that's what you can. So if you can bring the CGC 10 perfect and bring it in, like I want this review, they'll review it. They'll slap the silver sticker, like a tamper-proof sticker, and then they will slap it on. So then they'll tell you the grade. If it's a 10 and up, you see the subgrades and which ones they are. So there might be a black label, there might be just a 10. Then you just go from there. But that's the only way currently to avoid getting them cracked and have a chance of getting hit at 9.45.
Yeah. And like, as a collector, if it's a card I'm collecting, I don't like, the card is what it is, right? So like because for me, like from that standpoint, the value isn't really important, because honestly, like, or why do I say that? Because the threshold is so high for Weiss value, meaning that like a 9.5 is basically a raw card, right?
Yeah.
So like, if it got like, it's not the worst thing to get a BGS 9.5. Like, it's really not. Like, I don't know. I've been grading with BGS.
Well, I guess like I said, it depends on people value.
Yeah, if you're trying to optimize to sell, then I mean, just freaking send it to PSA and they'll give it sell it. Like,
there you go.
Talk about highest liquidity. Have you noticed issues with BGS's quality control lately, more so than ever?
A little bit, yes, especially in labels.
Oh yeah, I have.
I mean, in labels lately, they have been kind of bad. They have like a bad quality print ink on the label. The label gets swapped between certain cards.
Yeah,
and the other one was,
I think they continue to struggle with cards that are smaller than standard TCG cards. They end up crooked. They end up kind of like weird.
Well, are those thick? Because do you know what I'm saying is, yeah, the card might come in crooked in the slab, but if the card can move around, you can just do a light tap.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can tap and move them.
But that's always the problem with BGS, because they have the space around the card, and it's also inner sleeves inside,
Yeah.
which I found that to be a good thing, to be honest, because
absolutely.
It's complete seal hard. So let's say you throw them in the water. Somehow the water get leaked into the slab.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt the card. But for PSA and BGS, if they have a defect in the slabbing process, the water gets in, the card damage. It's done.
Yeah. I just cracked a BGS slab for the first time. And then I had to cut open the
sleeves, yeah.
And it was interesting. I've cracked.
It's like a thick feeling sleeve. It's not a thin sleeve.
It's like the ones you get from some of the ones you get from Japan are like that. They're like super thick like that.
Those, yeah.
I mean, look, I love Beckett. I mean, I used to grow up going to Dave and Adams, and they would be there at the card shows because I did a lot of sports cards as a kid, and like, I love what they put out. I wish they had such an opportunity to like.
No, you're right. They do, and a lot of people say the same thing, that they could have done this, could have done that, but Beckett always doing their own thing.
Always,
it's. I mean, it works out for them. I mean, obviously, like even with a lot of negativities on their end, on how inconsistent they are, and how like messed up they are with the stuff, messing up the labels, like with the typos or whatever. They're still they're still holding pretty strong on their end.
I mean, if you want to really pull value of older Weiss, you send it to Beckett. Like, you don't send it anywhere else. In my opinion, like, that is the gold standard for Weiss grading. And then obviously, as you know very well, the black label chase is the penultimum for any. I mean, it's the creme de la creme. It's the best thing out there.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I technically, personally, the main thing I do, because of the challenge, it's to obtain it. It's not like I can send them in and I'm going to get it. It's like that challenge on, I need to make sure the card is good.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, okay, please pass.
People have always asked me how I've done well grading, and you'll appreciate the amount of time and effort that goes into pre-grading is no joke.
Yeah. It is like the amount of time you actually the amount of time you have to go on like eBay or some place to basically look for a card, be like, and ask for more pictures, the amount of copies you have to buy, because then you can only see so much online. You get them in and you be like, oh, really? How didn't I see this? Or how did the seller didn't show that or something? And you end up buying more copies. And then by the time you're finding one to send out, you bought like 5 already.
Yep. Yeah.
It was like, oh, see, well, you get PSA 10s. It's easy. Why is it easy to PSA 10? Like, okay, yeah, the white has a good quality, but if you're dealing with stamps card, you're also dealing with scratches on those gold stamps, depending on how big the stamps is. Like on the marbles card, those stamps are really big. So if they don't pack very well, it's gonna get scratches. It can get scratched in transit, or it could get scratched from opening from pack, from moving cards so hard from the pack itself. So anything affecting it. Like people would buy, send them out to PSA, and come back PSA 6, PSA 8. It was like, I don't understand. It was packed fresh. It was packed to sleeves. Like, come on.
Pack fresh is not a condition. Is probably
people like to think it is though.
Well, like, and I see like people, especially on Whatnot, right? People rip open Weiss packs like really aggressively if they don't cut them.
Oh yeah, like this.
You will dent even sometimes I delicately opening a pack just because of the way they are now, you'll dent the front card on the top, like the common.
That's why I usually just avoid the hassle and just use a scissor and cut on top.
I've gotten to that point where I'm like, man, I don't want to risk it. I mean, if they put the SPs on the front, we'd all
imagine that.
It's like I mean, the same thing happens in vintage Japanese Pokemon, right? I mean, those packs are not as thick as the WOTC era English packs.
Yeah.
Hollows on the front, like this. I got one sitting here. The hollows on the front.
Yep.
Someone could have freaking hit this. They could have you dent the bottom corner of it. Those are fragile. So we're lucky with where they sit in the slot on Weiss.
Pretty much.
Pokemon too. But it would be a lot more difficult. It's like, the surface area thing, the surface stuff is tough. It's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to identify because you just don't know. And like now, like different companies look at surface so differently, right? Like the way that
CGC ignored a lot of production flaws now, if not most of it.
Right. But they look very intimately at the layers of the card and how aftermarket flaws are affecting it, right? Which is why, like, it's just such a game of sending cards to certain companies where, you'll get a Masaki promo dent and get a PSA 6, and you'll get a CGC 7.5 or 8. But there's other things you'll send to CGC and get. Or like this card, like I can't this got 9.5 corners, 9 surface, 10 edges. But because of how these Bandai cards are, I got a 6 on centering. This is a PSA.
Oh yeah, because of the monster collection. Yeah, that's
all the way. Like there's so much space here. And like this could be a PSA 10 OC. Or a PSA 9, just whatever, or a PSA 9 OC. But instead, it's a Beckett 7, right? So you got to play that game of understanding where you're sending your card and what's going to happen when you send that card there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That was a disappointing one. I missed on that one. That got thrown in this wrong step.
It's always something to learn.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why I had another one in that stack. I cracked it because I think it's going to be a better grade because I'm going.
Wait, so are you sending out to Beckett again soon?
No, not sure.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I have some things sitting around that I've contemplated, especially because they got the special. I don't know if that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, never mind. Yeah, well you know about the special. I was going to mention that, but okay.
Yeah, for those in the chat still watching, there's a 20% off any service level. I think the code's like NFL or something or football.
It's NFL 22.
NFL 22, right?
Yeah, so I did check them about the just gonna mention that real quick. So if you do it online, you have to do it before the 30th, and then if you do print out actual form and then do it, you have to get postmarked before the 30th is the last day. They will honor the promo code basically.
Interesting. Okay. Kind of like how CG or PSA has done some of their or deadlines. I thought about it. It'd be fun to send a couple more there. I just got the reason I'm a little that I haven't lately is because I just got that submission back, and that was economy from January of 2021.
Oh, so you were caught in the hype, so now you afraid that it's gonna. Well, what I can tell you right now though is if you. Oh, I personally don't do economy. I always do the standard. Yeah. It takes about a month and you get a return.
Solid. Yeah.
So I wouldn't. I'm gonna say it's not bad. I mean, if you do decide to do standard, it's obviously right now at 40 with the subgrade, and I think it's 20. No, it's 32 without a subgrade. So. But yeah, it would take about a month back. So I mean, it's not really a bad idea.
Not. I'm very tempted to do something with this, and then maybe one other one other CGC Perfect 10 and see what we could do, but I don't know. I do want to. I mean, it's been a lifelong chase for me to get a black label someday. I mean, it is.
Well, I'm sure. Well, now that you could, or you collect Vice, so it will bound to happen. Vice has a good quality, so the only two subgrade that you really need to worry about with the Vice, it's actually centering and surface. Corners and edge is usually like an auto 10.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I look at a lot of the Beckett slabs I have, and they're all 10-10, and then everything else is holding it back. Sometimes 9.5 on corners, but I think especially because it's even more of a challenge with some of this new SAO set, I'd like to send some of it to Beckett. I really would, and I probably will. I've never been a guy who's graded with PSA very much. I don't really like PSA's product. I don't like their labels. I don't like their cases. I don't really care that they hold a premium. I send packs there because they're the ones who do packs, but like,
PS, yeah. I wouldn't say I like PSA, but PSA is the standard in grading, and it's like the highest liquidity when it comes to in the hobby.
I've just really enjoyed using CGC. It's been good for me, even though I was an early adopter and that hurt me on some cards. I have a stack of 5 or 6 more that I never sold that I'm like, do I crack these and try again? Mostly Pokemon, vintage Pokemon. But I don't know. I've really I love being able to send a submission with Pokemon TCG and Topps Pokemon and Weiss and Akora and MetaZoo and just dump it there and have it come back very quickly, and their customer service is great, and it's been really easy for me. They're like how I remember Beckett being, right? Which is why so much, because I like the quality of the product. But man, there's nothing like a freaking Beckett slab. There's nothing like it. I mean,
they have pretty unique slab. I mean, you either like it or hate it, Beckett slab. It's just
these were probably the most exciting return from that January.
Oh, the Harry Potter card.
Harry Potter. So I had all of these I pulled myself. So I got a 9 on Harry, a 9 on Ron.
Okay.
And then
so it's like so these are like a Ghost Ray and Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice.
Yes, yeah, they're really cool. So this one was really cool. This was this got 10 on corners too, so it was quad 9.5 plus. And this is just PC stuff. I love freaking Beckett slabs.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I do like CGC, but I kind of wish that when they start with the trading with the grading, they would have started off the way they are now, not what they had it like. It took a little bit for people to notice and for them to actually come out and say that we did great tough or for whatever reason. Because I think if they came out the way they are now back then, I think they'll probably be doing in like PSA level, like if not surpass them. But people just got so hung up in the fact that they used to be so tough and they used to be up to like with the Beckett Black Label level, and then nowadays like down here like.
I know. I remember hitting my first perfect 10 with CGC before they like changed the standards, and I was like, I can't believe this happened. And now it's like I get a handful of them every submission, and but I think I think like 2 to 3 years from now, like it'll all come out in the wash, like just the same way change their grading standards over time. People will kind of forget about it. You go through eras, right? So I think it'll be, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how.
Well, you're right. It's the same. it's the same with PSA anyway. I mean, like
Yeah.
people would talk about the old 20 million surge on how bad those quality are versus the 60 million surge.
The one cert base set PSA 10 first edition Charizard that sold on Golden this week or on Heritage this weekend. I mean, it's like
and people they talk about was like, come on, that's not even PSA and quality.
There's like a chip out of the back right, for gosh sakes. And sometimes it's hard, right? Because those, if they haven't been recased, like the cases are just like so.
Oh no, the old PSA case, the card really like move around like this.
Yeah, that too. Like you don't want to like crack that out. Who knows what it's coming back as?
It's insane. Yeah. I know.
You'll appreciate this. I thought I was gonna get there. I thought I was gonna get there with some commons, dude. Unbelievable. We're centering 9.5, centering 9.5. Like, are you kidding me? We were so close.
Wow, that was the recent subs too, right?
Yeah, these were the January 2021. So these were just like PC things that I wanted to see. Because I opened a pack to celebrate end of 2020 on like January 1st, 2021. I opened a Japanese jungle pack, and so I graded some of those just like because I wanted them. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Do you own a scanner?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Because I kind of want to see those too.
Yeah.
Like, after we done, I'll message you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I like to see those up close.
Yeah, they
because maybe there's something we can do with that.
It'd be interesting. I don't know. When I looked at them when they came, I was actually surprised they got this strong a grade.
Well, okay. Well, we can technically neglect about the rest. It's the one at 9.5. Do you think it should be better?
I think it's they're from the same pack and they're off left to right, just the same.
Oh, so okay. So that's one of the things. So you think it basically deserved that 9.5?
There might be there's definitely other things in my collection that might make more sense. I have to see if I have any. I don't know if I have any other pristine 10s. I should take a closer look at them. I might have some. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, it's
well, we can talk about that after.
Definitely, hit me up. So,
but yeah, technically, if you have any questions regarding BGS, definitely hit me up. I have probably all the answers you probably want to know.
Yeah, I bet you do, and I appreciate that because it's. I want to dive back in. The whole reason I started working with the middleman I started working with last year, or 2 years ago, or whenever it was, is because he lived right by Beckett. So he could hand deliver them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live in Jersey, but I go to pretty much shows with Beckett.
Just follow him around. So far. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I have been, like I said, been doing pretty well. I mean, it's
to say the least.
it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, from what I have done for the past 3 shows that I went, it's insane.
It's so interesting. Do you I don't know. Do you think there's anything more to that? Like how, maybe you don't have to answer this question, but I'm curious how many black labels you've gotten that you think are maybe not black labels.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Like where it was you thought it had a shot, but it probably got a generous bump up, like a half grade somewhere where you're like, maybe
that was a decent chunk. There was a card Well, like I said, there was a lot of cards, but then again, you still have the thought that it's still human grading, right? So there's always making that error in a way. But there was a card that I sent in. I know it was borderline like 10. Well, it was borderline Black Label 10 and 9.5. Okay. What happened is the centering was good, the corner was good. So I am pretty sure those two were 10. And it was 10. Then there was I would say like 70-30% chance that they could have passed the age, but they didn't. They failed the age. And then the surface, there was a surface defect that I saw on a certain angle, but there's also a chance that it could blend in, depends on how you look at it, because sometimes it's really angle specific.
Yes.
And if the grader not looking at that certain angles, or they're not at the right light, they're not going to see it. It's going to blend in with the art. But I see it, and I expect it to get hit, because that's how I am when I see something that if I can see it, grader can see it. But they missed it. So they passed that surface, and then they hit the edge, which I was more confident that they would pass it. So then I was like, okay, well, they messed up. Now it's my turn to mess with them. So I went to fight it to get the edge to go up, and it went up. So now it's a Black Label. So it's like I said, it's a lot of stubbornness and dedication, plus a little luck, obviously, because sometimes the card you send in, sometimes there's a card that I sent in, and I was like, okay, but this is a Black Label, and it came back and it's a Black Label, and somehow it come back an I5. If I really think it's not an I5, I would crack them right out and send them back. I was like, it's going back. And if it's a 10 and I see the I5, it makes sense. If it makes sense, I'll be like, hey, I admit it, I missed it. That's why a lot of the cards, before I send them out, I would look like 4 days before I send them out. I would look one day, I would look another day, because you'd be surprised. Each day you look at the card, you can find something that you never see it on the first day.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, because you're looking at night, you're looking in the morning, your eye change, your eye adjust, your eye looking at like it pointing out to some things on the card that you be like, well, why I didn't see that on the first day? It was like, oh crap, and then I don't want to send it out now because I see that.
Yeah. People don't, what you were looking at before, what the lighting is, what time of day, how much you slept. Like it's crazy when it really goes into it. Whether you're wearing your contacts or your glasses, like you will just miss stuff, or you'll pick up other stuff. And it's I think that's why for me, and you get this, like grading is like one of the best parts of the hobby. If like outside of like the relationships, because it's such a fun challenge and it takes a really cool amount of effort.
Excuse me real quick.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want that in the microphone.
No worries. So, but yeah, it's the best. It's such a fun challenge. You know, I like things that are difficult.
That's why there's a lot of times I would be like, what do you get? Like 10 on I5. I usually look at it and then just go from there. I look at the quality of the card more than the grade. If the card matched the grade, it's great. But
yeah,
there are Black Labels out there that I was like, how does this get a Black Label? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then there's a card that I think should be a Black Label and it's not.
Yeah, it's
that
human element will always allow for that.
Yeah. Well, but that's also happened to any grading company. It's not just Beckett. CTC happened. PSA the same. They always something always messed up.
Yeah. And there's always gonna be someone not happy, but at the end of the day, I mean, It's what we signed up for when we started grading stuff. So a little more fun.
Yeah, and until AI grading or the computer grading become more sufficient and more accurate, I think it's just not gonna work. I still prefer human. Well, what you have to realize is people grade the card because they want to increase the value, but the card also get appreciated by human, not get appreciated by a robot or a machine. So it kind of contradict where why would you want a computer to grade your card when at the end it might end up like in the art exhibition where people who actually look at the art like, oh, this is so nice. Like the Pikachu illustrator that Logan Paul bought. It was ended up at National, the one show that I attend to, and I look at it, it was like, oh, this is a masterpiece. Like, come on, looks so nice. It's an art. It's what's so nice about these things.
I think that what's so important is that eye appeal and that art and especially like from the front looking at a card like that. I think where the real like the AI element can end up mattering is to try to like to more standardize that black label level or that PSA 10 or CGC perfect.
Yeah, but that's also the thing though. I mean, now that you talked about that. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you have a card, right, and you look at the front of the card, it's like perfect. The centerings are good. The arts are so nice. And then you flip the back. It's no scratch, no nothing. The corners are rounded. The edges are nice, but it's off center. What your thought personally on that? Would you care so much about it? Like if it okay, I'm not saying it's like it's super look off, but it may be, let's say it's not 50-50. It's like say it's 60-40.
I could care less.
Okay, so you are that type where it's the same as me, where I'm like,
it's about eye.
People don't look at the back of the card. Like, come on, they look at the front of the card. They appreciate the art. They're not gonna be like, oh, let me see the back of your card. Let's see how it looks. Like, come on.
Unless it's a vending sheet card with the from the ones vending 3 or whatever that has that really cool like circle of
Pokemon. Oh no, well you're talking those who have like something odd to look for, not like Pokemon back where it's all the same on every card. Like
or a hollow back card. Like that's the only time it matters. Like otherwise it just doesn't matter. Like
exactly. Like come on, like I see people all the time, they're looking at it. It's like, how would this get a 10?
That's why binder collections are wonderful, because it's all about can I find a card that looks great on the front, and there could be a crease on the back that you can't see on the front. Whatever, it's going in the binder. And
I don't care. Yeah, exactly. It's insane. On like people was like, oh well, they look at the back centering. Like, okay. when people show the card, they don't show the back. Like, really? Come on now.
It's too funny. I don't get it. And that's where like some of the grading stuff just gets really, really funny sometimes with how people are. I don't know, man. Until everyone is displaying their cards on little stands that move in 360 degrees over show it.
Well, then because like well, that's the thing though. That's the thing with everything. Like even in comic books and stuff, they don't show the back of the comic book. They show the cover.
Yeah.
The cover is the cover with the art is the main thing that people want to see.
Yeah.
They don't care about what the inside looks like.
No
one cares. They don't care about what the back of it looks like. It's just the art cover.
Back of the painting looks like. Like
I know. It's just insane. I don't know. I have my aspect in the hobby. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking like me, like you, probably the one that have a lot of them like common, like I do, and then they're gonna have people who basically argue otherwise. I mean, it just depends on how you look at a hobby as a whole. I like the hobby because I like the art.
Yeah,
the art for me, it's the main reason. I don't follow the hype. I always collect what I like. So if it's like people hype Charizard, yeah, I like Charizard too, but I'm so picky on Charizard art. I was like, I only had maybe 2 or 3 Charizard in my collection, if that's it, and that's it. I was like,
Japanese
the Charizard VMAX are the art that I like for Charizard.
Yeah,
and that was it. Like, I don't need anything else. That's a cool ass Charizard card. Great.
Yeah. There actually, I lied. I have 2. I have the base set that I pulled, and then one of my favorite arts is the reverse foil Neo promo. Like, I just like that art.
Did you get well, I'm pretty sure you're a decent. Did you pick up the stamp box? I hope you did.
The stamp box?
The Pokemon stamp box with the Pikachu and Cramarans?
Yes.
So you have the seal one with a stamp, right?
I actually just have the stamps.
Wait, so you bought just the stamps? The stamps are cool.
Yeah, I like the stamps.
I like the holographic in the main 3.
Really cool. Yeah.
Oh wait, so you actually bought the stamp by itself? I know those are
actually my Japan guy just gave them to me.
Oh, because I was just gonna say, because it's so hard to find someone to actually sell just a stamp, because it's
Super hard.
I think it's like illegal to sell the stamp by itself or something. That's why a lot of them when they came out, you see a lot of them came without a stamp. People would rip them out because it's a restriction in Japan.
Yeah. And I will buy that Pikachu card someday when it's not astronomical, because this is a very long game. But the stamps are what I really wanted, and I have them, and they're really cool. They're right down there. Actually, they're on a little stand over there.
That's good. I know. I have the seal and I have the card already. I just be like, I'll get it now.
I had I have had some really cool Japanese stuff over time, both modern and vintage. I had the Coco movie box until just.
Oh no, I do too. That box is neat with the Cramoran with the Pikachu in the mouth.
Yeah, and it was the red one too, like the adult ticket one, which there were like probably less of theoretically.
Oh right, yeah, that's 2 versions of the box.
Yeah, there's the green and the red. So that one I had, which is really cool. And now for modern, like hyper ultra modern Japanese, I just have all the like boxes, but the Eevee gym box I have.
Oh no, that's just rare stuff.
That box is so fun. It's like unbelievable.
I'm looking forward to the Precious the Precious Collector box.
Yeah, I didn't or did I? I can't remember if I pre-ordered one or not. I was just thinking about that.
To be honest with you, I think it's kind of a little overpriced the way even for Pokemon Center to price that thing that high.
It was pretty high, I remember.
I mean, you get a box, then you get a binder, and then you get a stand and a promo card, like for I think like $120 or something.
I'm trying to remember if I ordered it or not, honestly. It's coming out pretty soon though, right?
In November, in 2 months, yeah. But that's what I'm looking. I think it's like the nice ending of the era product. It's pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a great product. I don't remember if I actually ordered that or not, honestly. It's going to be a nice one though. I mean, that promo looks freaking sick. So
yeah, it's like a sum up on a lot of legendary Pokemon for the era.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the Gen 9 starter?
The what? I'm sorry.
The Gen 9 starters.
Oh, the Gen 9 starters. They're fine. Okay. They're fine. I like whatever it is, Fuecoco or whatever. I like that one the best.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. There's just like there's so many Pokemon and so many of them are so bad. But those starters are fine. They're fine for me. I don't know.
I really hope the new mechanic with the crystal balloon thing works out.
Bro, I can't even pronounce that word. And I'm like a very educated human. So how are kids going to even know what's going on?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like I know they basically making for the kids, but they're making it so hard to pronounce the word that like what is kids gonna say? They're gonna make up some words and talk about it.
They're just gonna make up words and then they're gonna stick the card in their pocket and move on. So yeah, it'll be fun to like kind of watch how it plays out, but I don't know. It's I love the art of modern, but sometimes I just wonder like sometimes it's like a little too much on some of the mechanics or some of the things trying to do. I don't know, but it's hella fun to collect. I'll tell you that. Mostly now I just open, like I'll buy Japanese product. I sell the break. I get to enjoy opening it. And then I keep some sealed for myself.
No, that's a good way to do it.
It's a good way to do it, right? And like it's hard because like that Aerodactyl alt art I pulled for one of my buddies live on YouTube, and I was like, this is the card I've been chasing, and it's as beautiful and more as I ever could have thought.
Yeah, it is a beautiful card.
I'm just gonna wait. Like I'm gonna try to play the long game on it. It's really hard for me to buy any modern singles. So done a few for grading, but typical like buy a couple copies, see if you can hit something high graded and keep one for yourself maybe. But I don't have much in the way of modern graded.
Gotcha.
Just kind of binders and stuff.
I kind of enjoy the fact that Pokemon, well, at least for Pokemon Japan, they seem to listen to customer better than English side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there was a problem with the reseal boxes and stuff. Now they're doing the perforated style now. Like, I'm like, that's really cool. But now it give me a worry though. So since they're doing the reprint now, we're gonna find out really soon on how it is. So are we still gonna get a wrapper? Or now there's gonna be no wrapper?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, see, that was a question I was talking to my friend in Japan, because now technically, if it perforated, now do they need the wrap? Do they need a wrapper anymore, or can they save some money and not doing it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's a lot of benefits to that, right? For the environment and for their bottom line, so it's kind of a win-win on that front.
But from the collector standpoint, though, it's like you're not gonna have a wrapper now. You feel a little weird because the dust and the stuff going was like, oh, how is it gonna affect it? All the moisture going in. Yeah,
I put everything in acrylic. That's just how I try to do it. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. And then like because there hasn't been as much of a problem, but like, will Weiss end up doing that? I don't know. Same style box, right? Basically.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to do it with high class sets though.
Well, I mean, if they start doing perforated, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be all forward from now. It's just the question of if they're going to have the wrapper. And that's really my main thing. I'm hoping they keep the wrapper with the perforated style. That would basically fix the issue. But if they take the wrapper out, I don't know. I really like.
I feel like they have to keep it because there's too much room for error for like them to create the perforated one, but like you still be able to like sneak in, like, I don't know, somehow like, I don't know, peep test it and pull something out. And
yeah, exactly. So like, I'm sure they'll keep it though. But there always that chance they don't. So
yeah, it's a good idea though. I thought it made a ton of sense. I wish they would do it in English. So
I guess we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely was nice talking to you.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. 3 hours in, we did great. So glad we got to hang out and talk a little Weiss as well. Don't get to do that much, but hopefully we'll be in an event someday soon together.
Yeah, hopefully I get to meet you guys in person. I'm
Yeah,
sure
man.
eventually we'll come cross paths.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not far from you. I mean, I'm in upstate New York, but I'm not that far, so I'm sure.
Okay. So you live in New York?
Yeah, I'm in Rochester. So, and I used to live in New Brunswick.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. Oh wow. So that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, are you still collecting sport cards at all or no?
Not really.
Okay. So it's not a good idea for me to actually get you because. Oh well, okay. There's a New York Comic Con. Are you going?
Oh, it's in November or October, like at New York Comic Con, like the big one.
It's next month.
I don't think I can. Shoot.
I think it's next month.
It is. It's the 6th through the 9th. I think I'm gonna go next year though.
Okay.
I have a buddy who is in that. He's a writer, and he wants me to come when he's there, but he's not going this year. But he's gonna be at.
Okay.
Future
well,
one.
then maybe I'll see you next year. But because I think I'm gonna be going to the one coming up. So
that's so darn. I was just looking at my calendar because there's a Comic-Con. Well, I went to the one today locally, and then there, like that weekend, there's one in Syracuse, Retro Game Con, and then there's like I have some other stuff, and then
the RetroCon. There was a RetroCon today in Oak, PA.
Oh, nice. And then I go to Denver, and I'm going early, so I couldn't swing Comic-Con this year, but
I gotcha.
We're starting to get more East Coast, Northeast events. I know guys are setting up trade nights and like.
Oh no, I know there's a lot of them in the area now. I'm so happy.
We're getting close, so we're getting our due finally. So, my computer's about to die though, but we will definitely get together in an event soon. That'd be so fun.
Oh, Connor, nice talking to you.
Great talking to you, Nye. See ya. Thanks, chat. See you, chat. All right, chat. Be good. See ya.